RBL Music exclusive.
I grew up like a savage.
One, two, 1, 2. You now rocking with the No Vultures podcast. You got me, myself, Lord Rab. You got OG Clee. Listen, man, his vacation is almost up. We on the countdown. This man is almost here. I'm telling y'all, man. Y'all gonna look up and he gonna be on the episode, man. But today, we got a friend of the show, a legend. You know what I'm saying? Somebody that I grew up listening to, doing all my shit to, being inspired by. You know what I'm saying? And it's the 50th year of hip hop, man. So you know what I'm saying? I think we gotta start you know what I'm saying, pumping this shit up a little more. Right. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we got the legendary Black C from RBL Posse on No Vultures again.
Again, part 2, baby.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And you know, since then, you've released a book.
Yes, sur. Yes, sir.
This book right
Hey,
here.
the book right here, Black Sea, a part of survival from the block to the booth, man. You know what I mean?
You know, I want to jump right into it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know, you talk about your story a lot, you know what I'm saying? But this book is a tad bit more detailed.
Mm-hmm.
And the first thing that comes to mind when I was reading it, I was like, God damn, this nigga had to fight a lot.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
I had to fight like every other nigga, but I was like fighting one-on-ones, niggas my age and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
in basketball games, like you had to fight because of being misplaced.
Exactly. Shit like that. Real talk.
Man, talk about that a little bit though, because I know no matter how much ass you kick, you got tired of it.
Man, of course, yeah, you get tired of it. You get frustrated, and even the fights. You know, some of them I tried to avoid, but then you just get tired of, you know what I mean? You get tired of being stepped on, tired of being picked on and shit, and you just blow up. Mm-hmm. And mine's moving around, bouncing around from field mode. I mean, living in Sunnydale and then going to our babysitter house, you know, Miss Odessa, who was our grandmother, our play grandmother, she bouncing around in Fillmore and Pierce Street and Double Rock and all these different places where I was like the oldest out of the boys, you know what I mean? So when motherfuckers see us and we looking like a crew, but we ain't a crew. We just a bunch, you know, she was just like a person who was like almost I ain't gonna say a group home, but she was just like sort of like a child care, almost like
she ain't turning nobody away.
Yeah, she ain't turning nobody away. She took people kids in and she watched them for a few dollars, but we all grew up close and shit and became cousins over time. But I was like the oldest dude, you know what I mean? So anywhere we at the park somewhere, dudes want to come bullying us. Everybody looking at me like Chris gonna save us. You know what I mean?
Right.
And even when I wasn't there, they throwing my name and watching my cousin come over here, Chris. So you know what I mean?
Yeah,
man. But I mean, I ain't mad at it though because it made me who I am today. You know what I mean? Just being able, you know, it just made me strong and prepared me for like going through the juvenile facilities, going through all that, and having to fight. I had heart. You know what I mean? And wasn't no sucker. So. Yeah, man, I ain't mad at it, man. It really made me a solid soldier, though.
Yeah, like and I know you became friends with a lot of them people. Like when you fighting in Sunnydale, and, you know what I'm saying. But I know how that is. Like that probably would be equivalent to like it was certain turfs, like in East Oakland, you had the young village kids. If they seen you at the Eastmont Mall, you gonna get jumped. It was some niggas that
exactly.
jumped niggas. You know
exactly.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So if they caught you out of bounds, they was gonna get on you.
You slipping,
Yeah, you slipping. But you know, another thing I found interesting because you talk about moms, right? And I didn't realize the age difference from your mom and your dad. Like, you know what I'm saying, when we did our first interview. So it was a 30-year gap.
Yeah. Mom's was the same age as my oldest sister. You know, actually my pops met my mom's while she was was hanging out with my sister. You know, Pops pulled up and was just like, damn, you know, like, that little hot thing right there, like, you know what I mean? But she was hanging with my older sister Patricia, who is actually a couple years older than my mom, and my oldest brother is the same age as my mom, but she was hanging out with them, and shit, that's how my daddy got her. You know what I mean?
Now I always try to explain times and setting, right? And so we talking about what year?
This was probably the 70. We met her probably like 69, 70.
Right.
Around 69, 70.
So it was so much not it was I mean not frowned upon in that way is that I heard you explain like you know I don't know who it was, what relative was
her
talking
mom,
shit.
my grandmother,
your grandmother.
She was like, yeah, making sure like you gonna handle your business.
But
you
he
know
didn't. It's not like he was shamed. He went there with it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So I was
I'm
not.
gonna take care. I'm gonna handle my part.
Yeah,
take
it's
care
not
of my
like
yeah.
2003.
Right,
Like,
yeah,
oh, what this nigga did?
Trying
You know
to
what I'm
time up.
saying?
You know what I mean? Time up, put him on a stake and rotisserie
Right,
him. You know what
right.
I mean?
So it's like this was common. This wasn't no. You know what I'm saying? And I really like to explain those times because I like to explain the almost the mental toughness, the physical toughness, because you talked about ultimately like domestic violence is what broke them up.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Yeah. It was. Mom's was strong. You know, she tried to hang in there with him. Like I said, she was helping him with his little, extracurricular activities and all that shit. She was there for him, but he was a player. You know, that's what I said. It's like 17 of us, you know what I mean? So it's like threes. It's like he had 3 by this woman, 3 by this one, so he was Pops was bouncing around, you know what I mean? And he was popular. So but one thing that I will say though, he was there for us, even through the domestic violence and everything. Mom's had a little bit of a mouth on her too, you know what I mean? Because she'll come out there clowning him on the streets and talking hella shit. And he was putting hands on her, and she got tired of it. And I remember actually the day when he actually really punched her, and I seen her face swell up in the whole nine. Me and my brothers and us wanted to get on him bad. You know what I mean? Because that was my first time ever seeing him actually punch her. You know what I mean? But she wouldn't let off. I don't know what the reason was. I don't know if she caught him with a woman or whatever the case. But that was my first time ever seeing him just frustrated and just actually put hands on her like that. But she ended up calling the police. It was a chair through the window. It was ruckus. And Pops ended up bouncing out, leaving, and Moms went to the hospital. The whole nine, came back, and she let us know everything was gonna be all right. Cause we there crying and shit. I can't remember how old we were. I was probably about like 9 or something like that, 8 or 9. And it was just one of them things, man, where he did come back and apologize, and the whole nine, took us out to eat, and because he didn't want us to see it, because usually they used to argue in private,
right,
and get your ass upstairs, all that type of shit, and then they handle their business, whether they was doing drugs, selling drugs, or whatever. They made sure back in them days with no kids coming downstairs when the dominoes was getting slammed down there drinking.
With the beads on
the whole night. It reminded me of that scene in like Menace to Society in the beginning or whatnot with Samuel the whole night. That's how our house was set up.
Right.
So it was one of those things where, he came and apologized because he just got frustrated, you know what I mean? And, it was an ugly day that day, man. And Pops ended up leaving and never came. But they always was cool. But after that, she moved on, and he always used to come over and play dominoes with my stepfather, who she ended up getting with. Like, they became good ass friends though.
Right.
After that. So I guess they let bygones be bygones, and he was always in our life though. You know what I mean? Even though he wasn't living there. She needed, to come put the beat down, the discipline. Yeah, he came. He was that disciplinary for sure. He come through, punch our ass up, and let us know, hey, respect your mama. You know what I mean? For sure that.
It's like, like I had when I had these conversations with people, it's always like humanizing us still, right? Because people don't understand our plight. Like I'm just super pro-black in what we had to go through in our situations, right? Pops had his shit, Mom's had her shit, but also with that, right? Being that she was a young mother and being that she was available and being outside to be able to even have a child, right? Let's dive into that, right? Because even after your pops, she found more abusive relationships, right?
Yeah, she did.
And I found even with my friends, right? Now when I got old enough to understand, like some people kind of like addicted to trauma in some way. Like, they can even find a better person to be with. Right. But it's some kind of dependency with that person. It could be like that person is a needy person, or you need a certain type of figure in your life. Like, you know what I mean? But I know you said you wanted to get on your pops that time, but in the book you talked about actually her having other men that you wanted to get on because they
most definitely
relationship was rocky.
It was the same way.
Right.
The second well, not Alton. Alton was pretty cool. I liked him, but the one right after her, this dude named Jerry Blue, man, that motherfucker. I mean, he used to beat the shit out of her. You
Right.
know what I mean? And we couldn't do anything. I don't even know how she even ended up with him. She used to go to Double Rock, these other projects. That's where my mom originally from Double Rock. She ended up got pregnant with me and moved up to Harbor. You know, my father, mom stayed up there and whatnot. But yeah, Jerry Blue, I think she met her at my auntie Helen house where she used to go play dominoes and all that shit at. And yeah, this dude was real abusive. I mean, he didn't tolerate nothing because my mom, like I said, my mom had a mouth on her. My father tolerated, here and there, but Jerry was zero tolerance with it. You know what I mean? He got on her, every chance he could. As soon as she talked shit, he slapping her. He didn't care if we was right there. At least with my mom and my daddy, he'd go argue with her in private. We'd hear him yelling. We might hear some furniture moving a little bit.
Right.
But Jerry didn't give a fuck. He punching on her, black eyes, busted lips, the whole nine. And she put up with it for a couple years. You know what I mean? Maybe 2 to 3 years, and got rid of him. And got I to be honest, like you said, I don't know if it was something needy. My mom liked it, them strong men who. Even like now, today, when I look back, like now, her men is more like she kind of run them. I think from going through all that, she kind of
she's sharpened.
She different now. She kind of I ain't gonna say they weak,
right?
But they bow down to her. You know what I mean? Now it's like
too with whatever kind of men they could have been. Catching them at this part of their life, they might not be,
right. And having 3 sons,
niggas might
too.
pop some shit, but they,
and,
they
might
pulling
up
some
like,
shit.
Pulling up and like, these my 3 sons right here.
Right.
Like, oh, okay, like, nigga, we 0-3 ain't playing. We done been through some shit, but she was going through it, man. But I will say, Alton, who she ended up with, was for a long time. Man, rest in peace to Alton, man. He came in, was really like a father figure to us. He didn't really do too much in front of us either. He respected, us being in there. If they got an argument, he'd like, man, let's go upstairs and talk and things of that nature. Like, you know what I mean? He kept a 9 to 5, wasn't doing no hustling and, really wasn't no heavy drinker or nothing like that. So, he showed us a different side, you know what I mean? And I respected him because he was a real father figure, and he'll step in on us. Like, we outside doing some dumb shit at school or something, he did take the time out to kind of sit down with us, talk to us, let us know, like, right from wrong and shit like that. And they end up breaking up. They was probably together about 10 years, and they end up separating. And mom just stayed by herself for years and years after that. You know what I mean? She was solo, but it was a lot, man. Just being in the household is just, I blame it on the alcohol and shit too, even though mom's working. When on the weekend, they was partying and drinking, and that's when a lot of the shit took place. Drugs coming out, motherfuckers drinking, partying, and all of a sudden, motherfuckers cussing each other out, and it's, it's on to the next, you know what I mean? Yeah.
In the book, you speak on your pops more, right? And you talk about what he had. He had a Cadillac, Eldorado, blue and white,
diamond in the back, sunroof top, just like the song, man. Yeah.
And he was a hustler. He was in the gambling world, and did he fuck with drugs?
Yeah. He didn't take drugs, but he sold them. Sold dope. Yeah, he quarter tees, 16s, 8 balls, whatever. He's a coke man.
And I heard you talk about going to BJ's.
Yeah, B&J's.
B&J's,
the famous burger spot.
And riding down Third. Now, while you saying this, right? Because you saying like it's moving in slow motion, right? And I done been in them situations where I'm like, damn, this shit is crazy, right? So you riding with your dad. This your
seeing
dad.
The respect he got and all that.
They, y'all get y'all big head ass.
Right.
He go $5. You know what I mean? Because of the respect that your father have, right? That has to be a good feeling. And you said, a line that you said in the book was, I knew I was good up here.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
yeah.
I'm good. This
Yeah.
like this my hood.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
and
saying?
I put the stamp on it. Once I really rolled around, and once I was old enough to know, because we used to be playing in the hood, running around, not really tripping.
Right.
But once he picked us up, it was that one day when we were just in the car when he came and picked us. I think he had damn near just got to El Dorado, and we went rolling around with him. We picked up my sisters, the whole nine. We going down Third Street and everywhere. Hey, what's up, Cripple Pete? Hey, Mr. Pete, Cripple Pete, what's going on? And I'm just seeing the respect and love he got from the neighborhood, whether it's gangsters, drug dealers, or whoever. You know what I mean? Everybody that was out there, you know, Max, pimps, whatever. All the walks of life in the hood, they all respected him, man. And that just kind of boosted my ego a little bit. I was just like, hold on, like, man, Pops he the man, like he the man.
Right.
So I started feeling like, shit, can't nobody tell me shit. Okay, you know, so it kind of boosted me a little bit, where my chest was up a little bit, like, oh, okay, hold on.
Yeah.
My Pops is somebody, you know what I mean? Going to B&J's and Sue coming out, hey, Mr. Pete, and all that, and ordering, and she damn near cutting him in front of everybody, you know, serving us our food and getting his order in the whole nine. So that made me really like respect Pops on a whole nother level. You know, not only is he my father, but I'm just like, damn, like he like really respected in the hood, like in the neighborhood.
That's
you feel
dope.
me? Yeah.
He's Cripple P from getting shot, but not in San Francisco. He from Texas.
He got shot in Texas. Yeah, fucking with another dude's chick. Like I said, he was a player, like, you know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, he got into it trying to fight a dude. This dude, I guess, caught him with his chick, and Pops wanted to fight dude, didn't want to fight Pops, and yeah, that motherfucker pulled out a 12 gauge on him and blew a hole in his leg, fucked his leg up. So yeah, to this day he had a big ass hole where you could tell they tried to do, you know, that was back then when surgeries wasn't really that good. Yeah, it wasn't that good.
Yeah,
so
they probably could have brought him back.
It was ugly. Yeah, nowadays they'll patch you up nicely, but that shit you could tell.
Yeah,
you know, they tried to pull skin from different places or something.
Slapped it on there. They damn near put his shit in the microwave.
Exactly. Yeah, that shit looked bad.
Like cheese.
His leg looked bad. He was taking. I was like, ooh, shit, like damn, like it looked melted and all type of shit. But
right.
Yeah, but that's how he got crippled and shit. Yeah, from the 12 gauge shot.
It's crazy because ironically later on you got shot with a 12 gauge.
Right.
But it's talking about your dad. I never, like, you know, outside of the book heard you talk about him, and like you know, his story, right? I always like to correlate all of it. Like, before you came out the nutsack, you was on some gangster shit.
Right.
Like, you know what I'm saying? If somebody look at you like you probably ultimately, like, in a different setting, in this setting, right? You probably are you're a great person, no doubt,
for sure,
right?
For
but
sure.
I'm talking about however somebody looked at you, kids or schools that you got kicked out of, or going to juvenile hall, or, you know, going to programs from being sentenced, like, you ultimately would have been a great kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? So when people look at us and look at what we come from, like, there's choices you had to make that wasn't really choices. It's like, oh, catch this bus and catch this fade.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or take my strap and walk this way and possibly get in a shootout. You know what I'm saying? It's really them type of decisions. Like, that shit is different, and for you to be here now is crazy.
Yeah, man. That's what I say, it's part of survival shit.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah.
A time in a period that's hella I could not emphasize enough, outside of, like, actual, like, slavery, outside of, like, the FBI trying to infiltrate the
Black Panthers,
and what we came out of, you know, because of slavery, Jim Crow shit, them having COINTELPRO, like, crack is one of them waves. It's one of them ones.
Most definitely.
Right? And you experienced that, like I experienced that, you know what I'm saying? And you being older than me, you know, you had to jump in it. Right? Not I won't say had to jump in it, but niggas wasn't Calvin from McDonald's.
Yeah. It was by choice, because moms had a good job. I would say we was damn near middle class, upper middle class in the hood. You know what I'm saying? Because moms had a good job. A lot of people was in there Section 8, welfare, wasn't doing good. You know, parents on drugs, moms wasn't on drugs. She was working, went from working since she was like damn near 17 at See's Candy to moving up to working at Bank of America Corporation and was there for years all the way till I got shot in the eye. You know what I mean? And that's kind of when she had to let go of her job because of me in and out of juvenile, the house getting raided, her having to kind of constantly take off to look out for me because a lot of dudes was getting left in juvenile. Like my mom, people, I ain't gonna lie, a lot of dudes used to be thinking I was snitching or some OG cats. They
Right,
just like, bro, you out again?
Right.
Like, I'm in juvenile.
My
like,
mama
mom's
fighting
coming,
for me,
mom's
nigga.
coming to get me.
No, because
you know
listen,
what I mean?
for yo, I don't know really how they work it right now, but for those of you that wasn't around for that part of the juvenile system, like YA was like the end, right?
End,
so
exactly.
You went to what program?
I went to Log Cabin, but they was trying to send me to YA, but I had a little money.
But
so I got a
Vision
lawyer.
Quest probably was an option, right?
Nah, it was just strictly no. They
Log
was trying to
Cabin?
send, it was just Log Cabin.
So
We
see,
in a group
San Francisco
home.
probably worked with Log Cabin, like Oakland
that was
worked
part
with
of
like Vision Quest and these other shits where they had you in the desert and
Right.
all that old shit, right? But YA was like the last straw, right?
Right.
So, but when you in court, like family support was a main thing that could get you out.
Exactly.
Like if a nigga had a clean, not drug addicted parent that was gonna show up, they'll let you go back home.
They'll let you go back home.
You know what I'm saying?
I got out a couple times. I'm talking about caught with guns, crack.
Yeah.
I mean, I got caught maybe about 4 or 5 times, and I was on my way. They threatened me with a Log Cabin, and I still went out there, got caught again, inciting for a riot on Harbor, the whole 9. Then got caught with it. They let me out that time. Then I got caught with a whole bunch of guns, and I knew that was kind of pretty much the last straw. But I got caught maybe 5 or 6 times, and moms came up there arguing, I'm gonna beat his ass, I'm gonna do this, and he know better, and I'm just at work, and she just pleading with the judge, and they let me out. You know what I mean? Working with the with my probation officer, she always was staying in touch with him, and so you know he had a little soft spot in his heart for me too. My probation officer, so he used to always they'd send me back home to moms, and I got to say too that. You know, perfect example of just not having that family support is my boy JJ, who with me right now, who always on going to my shows. He went to Log Cabin on his second case. He got caught one time, probably a couple rocks. They let him out. I think his mom. No, he was just in there for a while. They just released him. I think his brother, somebody came and got him. But the second time he got caught, maybe like 250 shots, and he went to Log Cabin. Nobody came up there. His mom didn't come. And I was in and out. Like I said, I 5, 6 times in and out.
Right,
you know what I mean? There was a few dudes who got set up and sent, just like JJ, who moms wasn't coming up there. And they'll send them off to Log Cabin.
Reading your profile. I was like, oh, See's Candy, Bank of America. Oh,
Exactly, yeah.
This lady decent.
Yeah, she decent.
You know what I'm saying?
You know, she coming up there knowing how to talk, you know what I mean?
Right.
She articulate, you know how to, speak to him and let him know, look, I'm at my wits end with him. I'm going to beat his, let him know. I'm going to put hands on him. I'm trying my best, and they're all right. We're gonna give him one more shot. But this is happening
because I'm at work.
At work,
not because I'm neglecting my kids.
Exactly.
So you say just as an explanation, up in the projects, but middle class, right? Upper middle class, right? So, that's saying basically you could be in the projects, but you could walk in my house and it could look like this.
Oh yeah, it was nice. Our house was nice.
Right. So,
yeah,
but. Was your mom able to like was your what you got or allowance, was it based on your grades, or could you just ask for it?
I just asked for it. Mom spoiled. Yeah, I was spoiled. I was one of them ones where a lot of dudes, like my brother, I was spoiled. My brother and them wasn't. I was the first child, so I was the oldest out of as far as my mom kids. So. Like she'd go to Emporiums and Montgomery Wards and charge that on a charge card, but she giving me money to go to Kaplan's or Hardputs.
Okay.
I'm going to get the Reptile Adidas top 10s and shit. And I'm putting it up like that. The fresh suede Pumas and black Adidas and tobaccos or whatever. You know what I mean? Stan Smith's, like I was able to get all that the D-boys and then was wearing, you know, if I wanted the Argyle sweater and some slacks or whatever with the tobacco, moms would go get it for me. She would do whatever she got to do to, you know, I was getting whatever, you know what I mean? And a lot of dudes wasn't like that. They moms, you know, first day of school, I couldn't wait to be fresh, you know what I mean? That was like the thing. First day of school, like, man, I'm popping out with these reptiles on, like, hold on, man, you know.
Hey, as you say that, right, as you was explaining the fits, right, I'm imagining some fits from that time that was cold that you would catch a young in, right? Like, you'll wear a silk shirt, the silk t-shirt, right?
Yeah.
Like, you'll be dressed like damn near like Jerome.
Right, exactly.
Like, you have on some cross cords,
some corduroys,
some kind of ballies or some kind of Lee Cospertise or something.
Oh, see, now you talking about in that dope era when I got to that real, that's that late 80s and shit, going into the Lee Cospertise and the Elises and all that, and the Diodoras and all that.
But even the casuals looking style, like when I look at Jerome, like this having a velour suit with short sleeves is like, it was like some cold shit. Yeah.
In them straight leg corduroys, Argyle sweater on with the collar popping out. You might have on a Daniel Boone hat or something to the side, man, with your gazelles on or something. Yeah.
It's crazy because the uniform was like, took pride in being soft.
Hey, for real. Took pride in that, man.
Took pride in that shit.
Yeah, shit. But that D-boy era is when that's when I was buying my own shit.
Your own shit.
With the Bally's. I was going, we was the first ones going out to Eastmont Mall because a lot of Frisco dudes didn't really, sometimes might sneak out there, but us on Harbor, me, JJ, DeWine, we was the first motherfuckers going to Granny Goo-Goo's, coming back with the turf hats. We brought that shit to Frisco with the 415 with the fingers on the side, going to Oxford Street, Fifth Ave and shit, you know, the troops and, you know, all the triple fat gooses and all that shit. Like, we brought a lot of that shit to Frisco, you know what I mean? Coming through there with the, you know, the Bally's with the black male jeans
black
and all that.
Male, Black Male's a cold company too, man. I be trying to look them up and find them. You know, and you couldn't wait to wear that shit to a concert or something. Huh?
Couldn't wait. Couldn't wait to wear that shit. Yeah.
Hey, but in high school, like when you could you remember, like when you first got in the D game, how so you see motherfuckers getting money on the block, right? And I read you say like you like, man, I'm selling weed with these niggas.
Yeah, he was my nigga Quindell, man. That's how I started fucking selling dope. I was playing with the weed a little bit, and I seen that nigga getting his money. His bankroll was different. Right. I ain't gonna lie, we was hating on him a little, like, Quindell, you gonna go to jail, watch your ass gonna get caught up. And we talking all that shit. But he up there hanging with the OGs and like getting his money, and the money was coming fast. We sitting around taking turns getting that slow money off these motherfucking Bammer bags and the pillow sacks we got. And I'm like, oh nah, hell no, I got to switch up, man. That first when I got my first quarter ounce and went, the way that shit went like that, I was. So
you started with a quarter ounce?
Yeah, I started off with a quarter ounce.
What year is this?
This was probably like 87.
So you ain't buy no. Was niggas selling double ups in 87 yet?
Nah, we was rocking our own shit in 87. You had to actually go.
You went and got a beaker. I mean,
you had to go get the shaker bottles at the record shop and use B. We was using B12 and shit at the time. We wasn't even like baking soda.
Yeah, that shit was swelling up.
Yeah, yeah, B12. That shit was doing it a rock at a time. Motherfuckers was rocking up a rock at a time back.
But you know it's crazy because like I talked to Lil D, I talked to a lot of people, and we talk about it. The closest depiction I ever seen, because I'm seeing this shit. The closest I ever seen was Snowfall.
Right.
I don't know how they always show Paid in Full and what they was doing on the East Coast. I'm talking about the closest to what I seen. What was, of course, because they getting and doing the same shit at the same time.
And they was coming up this way, Franklin and them. They showed it too, coming up here.
And so everybody know how they dropped it here, right? So like Miami was cocaine,
right?
West Coast was crack. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Crack took this shit to a whole nother level.
Whole nother level, bro.
So like, you bought a quarter ounce and you had to cook it.
Yeah.
And so nobody is using a Pyrex or no shit like that.
They was, but I wasn't in them circles at the time. I'm a little nigga starting off, got to do it on my own. But once I started really getting money, you know what I mean? It probably was into 86. 87, I bought my Skylark. So I was having money down there in 87. It probably was like 86 going into 87. Because it was probably 86 going into 87. I was doing it on my own. I got fronted by this dude who wasn't from my neighborhood. Because they used to act a little weary of fucking with us. Some of the OGs like, nah, y'all stay away from that. My boy Quindell had got in because he was one of the OGs who he hung out, used to run. You know, we used to do like candy house runs for him and shit. That's how it really be starting off and build relationships, running to the stove, going to the cookie house, going to the dinner plate house, you know, and all doing that shit. And I just had to build that relationship with a few of them, and I got cool with this dude. Rest in peace to this dude named Tone, who I was fucking with. And he fronted me a 1/4 ounce, and I paid him back twice. And he wasn't from my neighborhood, so I paid him back twice, and then I kept that shit once he gave in front of me a 1/2 ounce.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because then I'm hearing the other OG like, oh, you fucking with him? Like, man, he a sucker. We used to go to school with him. So I'm looking at her like, nigga, this nigga a sucker? I'm like, man, I'm keeping this shit.
You ran off on the plug early.
I ran off on, I ain't gonna lie.
On the plug
I
in
come
86.
pulling up in that little 6'5" Mustang looking like, hey, man, y'all seen Chris around? Niggas like, nah, nigga, he ain't
You
around
behind
here.
the building like, that nigga gone?
Exactly.
Fuck that nigga, man.
Exactly.
Tell that nigga I don't live out here no more. Tell that nigga I'm
for real. And from then, I ducked him for a month or two or whatever, but I got my bread up. And then, then you fucking with niggas, and now you got your crew, your niggas who used to be playing flag football.
Right.
Now y'all out there like a little team now. So, we start getting our money, man, and it went from that to me fucking with a few motherfuckers like my nigga Rest in Peace Bumper, man. Fucking with niggas like that who brought me in the kitchen, and they start showing motherfucker how to whip it up for real, like, you know what I mean? And that's all I knew how to do was, when I first learned how to do it, was blowing that shit up. You know what I mean? I didn't know how to do it no other way. Motherfucker, bring 36 back to 51 of them motherfuckers.
So when you seen them cooking, are they cooking so much coke that it's straight in? Because some motherfucker would have a Pyrex vision where it's straight in the pot. Right?
Yeah.
I done seen this. You ever seen that?
Nah, not straight in the pot. They always had the glass.
I seen motherfucker cook straight in the glass
in the pot. Yeah, I ain't never seen that.
You know the glass pot I'm talking about? I mean the see-through.
Oh yeah. That,
so it's the same as the Pyrex.
Yeah, same. But
it's still directly on the fire.
Right. Nah,
and that's a lot of coke to be playing with.
Yeah, I ain't never, It was always inside a pot with the water in it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So I never seen that.
How much have you ever seen come up out the jar? I done seen some coke had to get broke out the jar.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. I done seen big ass Pyrexes. I don't know how much it was, but it had to be. I probably seen about maybe 9 at a time.
Yeah.
About 9 zips at a time, probably.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I learned how to do it. It was a sick way. We did it like from the pot to the oven, to where I learned how to blow it up, and that's it'll be holy in the motherfucker. But
okay, let me hear this. Let me hear this. Hey, cooking recipes is crazy. I want to hear this one. I never heard this one.
Yeah, you cook it, and then we had to put it in the oven what is like a little Pyrex pan thing. And once we threw it up in there, it'll be holy in the motherfucker. We whip it up, and then you add more baking soda to that motherfucker. You keep on adding the baking soda, and then you pour it inside the little Pyrex
so you pouring it in there with the water? You pouring everything?
Yeah. You pour it up in there, and then you put it in hit it in the oven for a minute.
I get it, man.
It'll come back right. It's like baking it. You know what I mean? Ooh. And then once we pull it out, then if it's kind of holy, then we drop it in the water to seal them holes up a little bit. Because sometimes you'll pop it open
and it'd be that hollow.
It'd be
hollow. I know what you're talking
and
about.
It'll have little baking soda, like little
pockets of it. Yeah. You can scrape that shit out.
Exactly.
Yeah, I know.
So, but you be up to about 51 of the motherfuckers when you wear. So you
just
keep hitting that motherfucker and this is after you done probably took a zip or two out too.
Yeah.
This straight off the brick. You taking that shit out just for your extracurricular activities you might do if you powdering your nose or something. And, And then you still getting 50 back and you drop it in till you get about like maybe 45. So you'll lose maybe 5 or 6 dropping that motherfucker back in the water.
Right.
But that's how I learned how to do it, was just blowing up. I didn't know how. I never really did it the regular way. I always went to the dude. We had my boy Jimbo, salute Jimbo, man, who used to really do it for us on the block, man. He was the man.
Right.
You know what I mean? He was the man. He used to bring shit back solid.
Right.
When you want to do it the regular way. But when we blowing shit up, niggas doing a half a birdie to that whole thing, it was.
Have you ever? Wait, what was that Snowfall?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, no, what was I just watching? Oh no, BMF.
Yeah,
he
probably.
was trying to get the recipe from the boy when he got to Atlanta. He was like, "You the one blowing it up." But when his method was the method that I seen, that was like the shot. You know what I'm saying? But once it was already just getting, you know what I'm saying, it was right at the end, and then pour it over it instead of just leaving it and cooling it off and pouring it out.
Yeah, we pour it in and we add more to it when we put it in that baking pan thing and slide it in the oven.
That's crazy. And
I done seen motherfuckers do microwave. I never knew how to do that. I seen microwave.
I wouldn't even try it. I just you know, but I mean, but you know, and we not glorifying this shit.
Nah. That was that era. Shit, that's the 80s.
It's exciting to hear how innovative somebody had to get in order to get money. You learn later on down the line about business structure, how to make better product, how to you know what I'm saying? This is just what we come from.
Real talk.
But I have seen some coke, I swear though. I gotta say this, that it wouldn't go down, and it was scary. Like, why this shit ain't?
Oh, is that right?
Cook it down. This motherfucker was standing up.
Oh
like,
yeah, see.
I refuse. Like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, ain't
like
no,
it was
no
good too. Like, damn, that's crazy. It's just like a blessing from the coke guys.
Hey, right.
You know what I'm saying? Something's up with this plant. You know what I mean?
Hey, I was blessed to be around the dudes I was around.
Some oranges
we kept good
is
shit.
pink in the inside, and they call them caracaras. I love them. You know what I'm saying? It's a plant. I don't know why it's so. You know what I'm saying? So good.
Man, that was that era though, man. I'm talking about I just tripped, man. Just thinking back now, I'm looking at how old my son is now. Like, we was young niggas on
You looking
coke.
at this nigga like, nigga, you would be selling drugs.
Yeah, I can't even imagine. My son, you know what I mean, going on 15. I was 15 in the D game and 15, 16. I think till 18, we was really using coke like heavy. You know, snorting, smoking, the whole nine, chewies, everything, bro. That's what's so crazy about this shit. Yeah, like motherfuckers. What
do you think? Because coming from that time, y'all smoking chewies, Oakland, we was calling them Grimmies. It was a bunch of shit going on. But what was how did
we call Grimmies when you put crack in it?
But powder
was chewy joints.
Okay.
And then powder inside cigarettes was cocktails.
Okay.
Cracking cigarettes was Fry Daddies to us. And Grimmies was cracking weed. You know what I mean?
Grimmies was cracking weed. Yeah. But even my Grimmies, anybody that smoked it crack or powder, right? I never I know a motherfucker to this day that still smoke Grimmies. Like they never hit the hooter.
Damn.
Like
that's crazy.
And people that I knew smoked Grimmies wasn't as
they wasn't gone. Nah, that's real though. That's real. They was able still to maintain.
That's crazy,
you know, and still, because it's
crack
different when you put it in that pipe.
Smoked in the pipe.
Yeah, that pipe is different, boy. That take
that pipe of
that's your life. Like
it's over.
It's over.
You gotta know when you
that
cross that
pipe,
shit, ain't no coming back.
Wrap. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, that shit is different. That shit is different. And we was young niggas on all that. Chewies, cocktails, like getting high in the motherfucker for years, man. I just tripped on that. Yeah, I didn't stop till I went to log cabin.
You spoke in a book about the Meridian, right? Mm-hmm. Where you believe that the San Francisco gang wars
started from,
let's dive into that. What you think, like, how did it happen?
I believe it was, I won't say no names, but I would say that one of the dudes I used to fuck with heavy, I think he was fucking on one of them dudes' chicks, you know, from Fillmore, Sunnydale, whatnot. And that's kind of how it started, you know what I mean? Niggas fucking on niggas, you know, girlfriends or whatnot, because I don't even think niggas had kids at the time. It was just niggas' girlfriends, niggas fucking with like some of the baddest chicks from the neighborhood or whatever, and you know this girl for fucking with him, and you associate her with him, and then niggas, you know, brides creeping off with niggas from, you know, another neighborhood, and I think what happened was niggas tried to take the nigga car. The nigga who was fucking on my boy who was fucking on his chick, they tried to take the nigga car.
That's another thing we need to paint picture for that time, right? Mm-hmm. Niggas would take niggas' car.
Oh yeah, niggas take your shit.
This ain't a carjacking. Nigga, take your car
nigga will take
and drive it.
Then take you up out that motherfucker, snatch you up out that.
I'm saying, but the nigga
and,
drive it.
Yeah.
Like, what you gonna be a snitch? You gonna call the police?
Exactly.
Like,
And niggas wasn't doing that. Nigga got to go run to his niggas.
I just
and
had
go
this,
find this shit.
Because you know, young niggas or somebody that's not living in this time don't like. What you mean they took your car?
Exactly. Yeah, it's
like
different.
Like they
It's
can't
different.
drive your car.
Real
Like
talk.
no, nigga would take if you had a 5.0, a nigga would take your car.
Nigga will take your shit, man. And I think what happened was that all had happened before the Meridian, but the party at the Meridian is where niggas came together, niggas seen each other. So it was just like, okay, now it's time to elevate this shit to the next level. We taking it to the next level now. So niggas got there. I didn't even make it in. I was outside, and by the time we got there, you just seen niggas running out, and it was just ruckus. You know what I mean? I didn't really find out till the next day. Niggas was like, yeah, bro, we got up in there, and them niggas was up in there, and niggas got to throwing chairs, and niggas got to fight, and it was a Royal Rumble up in that motherfucker, and, you know, niggas got on, bro, and, you know, after that, it was on. It was just on site. Every time you see you down at Kaplan somewhere, you slipping at the little motherfucking arcade downtown on Market, niggas catching you leaking, you is on.
Right.
And then even with like Sunnydale, I can't really remember. It was just a bunch of shit that built up to that. Because a lot of dudes from Sunnydale either used to live in Hunters Point or we used to live over there. So we just start bumping heads
because
too.
Y'all shit got remodeled.
Yeah, so a lot of people had, you know, got relocated, either, you know, moved to probably like Alamany, North Beach projects. Some probably knick-knack and Fillmore, but a few of us went over there to Sunnydale. You know what I mean? And I was one of the ones who went to Sunnydale. That was it was horrible for me over there for a minute. I mean, I met some good friends over there who I'm still cool with to this day. We still tight, but I had some real enemies over there. Sunnydale was who I really had the problem with. I never really. I mean, I funked with Fillmore, but it wasn't as serious as it was for Sunnydale with me because I guess because of the relationship of me knowing being you know, used to live over there and whatnot. Right. But all that shit kind of really started over probably females. The Sunnydale beef just kind of happened out of nowhere. It just was a bunch of incidents. Motherfuckers at Castle Lane, the bowling alley over by Sunnydale. Shit just get to popping off, and all of a sudden it's a fight now. You know, motherfucker. But it usually what's so crazy is it used to be just motherfuckers fighting until one motherfucker just pull out a gun, one motherfucker get shot, and all of a sudden now it's drive-bys. And I kind of blame that shit on Colors. Because when Colors came out, we kind of was like...
What theater was you at when you went to see it?
We was in Tanforan out there.
Did they start shooting?
UA, United Artists, whatever that, I think it used to be United Artists? It was, I forgot what it was, but it was in Tanforan for sure. And we came up out of there thinking we was Bloods and Crips like a motherfucker. We couldn't wait to see them niggas. I'm talking about
you know why that's important? And I asked everybody because in Oakland they start shooting, I think, in the Eastmont Theater, Eastmont Mall Theater. And the reason why, and that was happening across the U.S., right? And the reason I like to point that out is because I think that was the transition of a new generation, right?
It was.
It didn't have more so to do with LA gangs versus the influence of violence in the time of the crack era.
Because we didn't come out banging Colors or nothing.
Right.
It's just like you just came out like, man, hold on, I
right.
want to be
mean
like high power. I want to be like, yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Mugging, all that
just
shit.
a whole,
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying? NWA was shortly after.
Yep.
Niggas just had a rebellious attitude. Rodney King,
Yep.
you know, for us,
Real talk.
Monumental Moments, Earthquake, like it just was a bunch of, if you paint that time, like it was, you know, Ronald Reagan running around this motherfucker selling more dope than anybody.
Real talk.
Yeah. And then running the Just Say No campaign. I always talk about that time though, because it really shows where we ended up, you know, because even all the movies that followed, they were a lot based in LA, but they showed, as far as California, but they showed like where we were as far as, you know, motherfucker like, you from California? Oh, no, you niggas was doing drive-bys.
Right, exactly.
Motherfucker never heard of it, like a drive-by. Like, you mean to tell me you hang out the window and shoot everybody?
Right.
Like, like, you know what I'm saying? You niggas got fully automatic weapons, like, you know what I'm saying, probably supplied by the government. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, real talk.
When you in the book talking about the day you got shot, and explaining how warm of a day it was. For people that don't know, we talking about San Francisco. We talking about Hunters Point. We talking about you say 90 degrees maybe.
Yeah, it was a hot day. Yeah, it was hot. Yeah, 90 out there, 88. We having water fights,
Yeah,
motherfuckers out
it's
there.
acting a
shirts off.
fool.
You
Yeah.
acting a fool.
You
We get
bringing out
anywhere
the
over
cars.
85,
Yeah.
especially in the 90s. You get 90, man. You bringing out the whips. I mean, all the females out on 3rd Street. You know, that's like our Crenshaw damn near. You know what I mean? Where everybody hanging out. And yeah, that day the Sunnydale dudes came through, and you know we all out there. They 3 cars deep in the whole 9. You know, rolling up and down 3rd, and yeah, them dudes. I give them shit credit. Them motherfuckers jumped out, and we out there deep. But the one thing about Will get credits for Sunnydale, them dudes was like a smaller turf than Fillmore and Hunters Point. But them motherfuckers stuck together though, man. Them motherfuckers they was solid. I give it to them. Them motherfuckers was like the movie 300, man. They be small, but they be together. Them
They be
motherfuckers
together,
yeah, they was handling their business. But yeah, they jumped out that day. Royal Rumble took place the whole 9, and yeah, man, you know, motherfuckers. After all that shit transpired, everybody came up to our neighborhood. You know, motherfuckers start sitting around talking about what they did. And you see, I did this, and I grabbed that nigga. You know, everybody talking, and we out there strapped up. We knew they was coming back. And we sitting out there talking the whole 9. We got motherfuckers on the roofs. You know, we got the Samoans up at the top looking out for us. We all at the bottom. We out there about maybe 40, 30. It was hell of us out there. We was about 40 deep or something. And yeah, we running our mouth and talking. All I heard was car screeching. I turned and looked right into it, dude. I hanging out this passenger side. Like you say, they like that color shit drive by.
Yeah.
Boom, 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 boom. And I looked right into it and hit me and went blind instantly. I'm strapped everything. I got on a hoodie like this, my gun in here the whole 9, and I just dropped to the ground. And man, my boy ended up, I'm like, I'm shot. My boy Tone ended up grabbing me, took me around the back of the building, and they just like, he like trying to see my eye. Like, let me see, open your eyes. I'm like, man, I can't see nothing. And a buckshot that hit me in my other eye too, so it was blurry in this eye, but I totally lost vision in my other eye. And yeah, he ended up squatted me to the hospital, put me in the car, and man, we high speed and got there. And yeah, they ended up like, all the buckshots had hit me all on the side of my face, and it was just like, they got all of them, most of them out. I still got a couple in my neck and the back of my head that be giving me migraines, but they were just like, yeah, tore your retina up. We got to get it out because it's going to start, it's going to cause an infection that's going to fuck up your other eye. So yeah, they had to remove it right away. You know what I mean? So yeah, it was just ugly.
What's crazy is like your whole life, you know what I'm saying, is it's a book, of course, and it's like for at your expense for our entertainment.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
Real
but
shit.
it's not like, you here to tell your story, so you're a survivor.
Real talk.
It's not being exploited. It's being told by you.
Exactly.
That's what I try to get off to a lot of these dudes. Like,
Exactly.
nigga, these stories you need to be telling. Like,
yeah, it's
nigga,
inspiration. You know what I mean?
Because 50 did a movie when he was the hottest thing going, right? And now he's doing a show based on his life. Like,
right.
These are what all of people that been through this and had actual careers need to be exploring, right?
Exactly.
So this
Real
is a
talk.
series, this is a movie, because going through what you're going through and them creeping up on you, slipping through all that ooze y'all had on y'all,
Right.
and actually being able to hit you right, coincidentally like your father, I mean, tying the storyline together, coincidentally like a Boys in the Hood, we talking about niggas had 12 gauges, like,
Right.
it was choppers around, it was AKs.
Yeah.
They just
They was letting off everything.
It just wasn't many Drakes and shit
Exactly.
everywhere. Like
Yeah.
Nigga got a
Now
chopper
it's
that fit in
different.
his pocket,
It's
nigga.
different now.
Yeah.
Shit, these
You know
niggas
what I'm
around
saying?
here
These
with
niggas
switches and
different,
shit.
These niggas switch,
Ain't no regular
put the
Glocks.
switch on in the car on the way there.
That's real, bro.
Nigga,
This
turn your
is
shit to a fully
different.
on the way.
On the way.
Niggas still had 38s and shit back
Hey.
then. Hella nines and
snub
380s.
noses and shit. Yeah, shit. Niggas just had the little Rugers. I don't even know if they had Glocks back then.
Right,
They out
right.
there with Rugers.
This
and
nigga shot a
Mossbergs
12 gauge.
and shit.
He done shot 10 niggas in the crowd.
Hey, he did.
Bloose.
Hey,
Them motherfuckers,
he hit about 10 niggas too. That nigga hit 10 niggas.
Them motherfuckers
You know what I
doing
mean?
damaging shit.
Hey, niggas was hitting niggas with the motherfucking, wasn't them double-eyed bucks?
Man.
Niggas was loading them motherfuckers up with bird shots, buck shots, them slugs.
They
was
had
mixing
some
it
kind
up.
of bucks. What that motherfucker used to be called a kill some shit. Them motherfuckers.
Now you talking about the ones with the big ass barbarians in it? That's the slugs. That's what I'm talking about.
Man, come on,
motherfuckers be going to big five and shit and getting them motherfuckers back in the day.
Nigga, you shooting deers or humans, nigga. You niggas shooting.
Real talk.
But getting hit like that and going to you they drove you to General.
Yeah, straight to General. Yep.
Like, are you feeling pain on the way, or is it like you still in shock?
It was like motherfuckers threw hot grease on me. That's what it felt like. Shit, because they was like about a half a block away. So as soon as they hit that shit, I got the nice impact of that shit. It was like getting hit with hot grease. Like motherfucker just threw a frying pan on the motherfucker. So that shit was I felt pain all the way.
Closer, yo, whole head.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Thank God it wasn't. But yeah, that like I said, the motherfuckers they let off though. I heard about maybe 6 shots, and I was around behind the building. You know, my boy was dragging me because I tried to run. I went instantly blind. I tried to hit the step and I kind of fell, grabbing my shit, and my boy grabbed me up though, because I was like, man, I'm shot.
Yeah.
So yeah, when he got me in the car, and my nigga Tone, man, he's a driver. Boy, that boy, he know how to, man. Anybody that know Tone Tucker, man, rest in peace to Tone Tucker, man. You know, E40 gave him a shout out because he got killed by Vallejo police. You know, in Vallejo back in the days.
Rest in peace.
E40 put him in the rap, man. And yeah, my boy Tone Tucker was a driver. We used to call that boy the driver. He had handles. Man, he got me. So I got that motherfucker. I got there in about 10 minutes. You know what I mean, from Harbor.
Did you when they told you had to get the prosthetic eye? What was your reaction? Like, did you what was you thinking? Was your mind like, let me adjust to this, or just straight revenge?
No, it was straight revenge. While I was in there, that's all, you know, police trying to come in and talk. You know, I got my niggas out there like giving me that little nod, like, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers coming to the room like, nigga, we got to, you know, especially when they find out, you know, I had to have my shit removed and all that shit. And yeah, it was one of those things where I wanted to get niggas bad, man. That's all I wanted was revenge, you know what I mean? Especially once I came home, going through all that, to the surgery, all that fucking pain I was going through, and got to go through that whole procedure of just the self-conscious part too. Just like, you know, then at that time, shit, the 3D shit coming all out. I ain't experienced that shit. That's when it started really fucking with me, where the 3D movies and all that shit is now coming out. I think it was Creature from the Black Lagoon or something was the first one where you had to wear the red and blue, you know, glasses, and I couldn't experience none of that shit, man. You know what I mean? So it started fucking with me a lot, you know, and just getting kind of like going through the juvenile. You know, I went to juvenile right after I got out, got caught up again, trying to go on one, got caught with guns and shit, and in juvenile I had the all white prosthetic in before the doctor made my shit, and yeah, this month getting talked about, you know, a few more niggas talking shit. I'm in B5, motherfucker. Look at Cyclops, nigga. That's the nigga that got shot, and woo, this the nigga that, you know, just shit like that.
Right.
But yeah, man, that shit really fucked with me. It made me want to get on him, and I knew exactly who did it. You know what I mean? I seen a nigga. You know, like I said, when I heard the tire screech, I turned around. I seen who was driving. I seen who was leaning out the car. I seen all the other cars falling behind. Then it just boom, blank.
He the actual nigga that in that incident on 3rd though. He the one that got stomped out.
Yeah, he the one got stomped out. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
So that's what I mean. Like when I'm saying like movie, like nigga, that ain't nothing you make. That ain't nothing like, you know, we watching these movies and shit. They adding shit.
Right. Exactly.
We ain't no sauce on this shit.
He that nigga. Yeah, he was at one.
Right.
You know, front and center.
Right.
Boom. Boom. Boom.
Right.
And you know, I had action at getting him later on too. That nigga was on drugs. He was in Army Street slipping, man. I could have actually got him, you know what I mean? But I was just on different time then. I was just like, man, my boy called me like, blood, guess what? That nigga up here. I'm like, what nigga? He like, nigga that shot you. I'm like, you lying. And I'm down there, got 2-3 niggas down there. I'm loaded up at the house. I'm at my baby mama house over there. I'm like, damn. Like, bloody out here right now, you know, the 5th or 6th floor, one of them floors over there in Army Street. They had the little tower. And I was about to go get this nigga, man. I just something just said, man, let that nigga be. But you know, cause my boy told me, he said, bloody up there getting high, this nigga on heroin and shit. This nigga nodding off and all that old shit. And I was just like,
that one wasn't even satisfied.
it wasn't exactly.
You know what's crazy?
Exactly.
You know what's crazy is like, and it's crazy we even exploring this like that because ego, right? Like, if he would have been a different person, living a different life, your ego could have even amped you up to be like,
oh yeah,
fuck that nigga, like, you know what I'm saying? But he like kind of like his karma whooped him.
Whooped him exactly. That's
right?
Exactly how I felt, man.
And that leads me to the other transition about helping facilitate stopping the San Francisco gang wars, right? Like, what gave you that motivation?
To be honest, it was not only was it the song, but it was my boy Lonnie Green. Shout out to Lonnie Green. He was part of Demons of the Mind. You know, the little strut.
Pop, right?
My boy Pop Tart, man. He's still doing it to this day.
Shout out Pop Tart. I just hollered at him.
Yeah, he was the one that kind of like Black, like, bro, you gotta, you know, you got the blood. You the only one can bring this shit together. You know, motherfuckers respect you, and I think it'll be a good look, bro. You know, you got the Bammer weed. That shit is blowing up right now. You know, you got everybody loving it. I think right now, bro, you need to like holler at him, bro. I got access to niggas over there because Lonnie was from Fillmore, but he stayed on Harbor, and we loved his mama. We loved him. He was like one of the only dudes besides probably like Rappin' Forte who was able to go back and forth. Rappin' Forte stayed up on Kiska, his mom and them, and his sister and them. So they was able to come back and forth from Fillmore to Hunters Point, and motherfuckers didn't even think about doing anything to him because they was locked in with some of the solid dudes over there, you know, who had respect. So Lonnie, me and him were just outside talking in front of his house, and I thought about it, and I was just like, damn. I was like, yeah, I don't know. I said, man, let me think about that. And, you know, he said, bro, I'm telling you, bro, this shit will be big if you can just stop this shit. I think it'll do good, just, you know, just for the music and everything. And I thought about it. Ended up hollering at my boy Nard. You know, I was just like, I knew I couldn't just do it by myself. I had to have somebody else because it was, you know, you also got Oakdale, West Point. You know, I could speak for Harbor, but then I'm thinking like, you know, I got to talk to a few more cats just to see how they feel. When I hollered at Nard and them, they were just like, bro, you know, I got you. Whatever you want to do, shit, you know, man, you know, we could do whatever. And I was just like, yeah, I just want to reach out to them and just like any motherfuckers that got problems, they can shoot the fade. We do the one-on-ones. If anybody, because a lot of times when you put niggas in that position to have to shoot that fade, they don't got no problems. But if it's time to gang, you know, bang a nigga out, they all with it. But then when you get to like, bro, okay, who you got a problem with? Okay, now fight this nigga one-on-one. Nigga, oh, no, I ain't got no problem. I don't want to, you know what I mean? That shut shit down immediately. So, and that's kind of like what we did. I ended up, you know, had Lonnie hit him up the next day, like, yeah, blood, reach out to him. So he ended up calling Pigskins and them over there, Rackling, few niggas, few of they Raptables. And I said, bro, y'all got my word. Come over to Harbor. It's good. You know, we just gonna, you know, we just ready to just, you know, just man, bring the truce and, you know, see if motherfuckers got problems with motherfuckers, they can shoot that fade. And they was like, all right, we gonna take your word on it. And him, it was JT, the bigger figure, all them niggas, I didn't know him at the time, but they all came up there deep too. Them niggas came up there like maybe 30 deep. And a lot of motherfuckers start pulling up from West Point, Oakdale. They was coming to say like, look, y'all see them film on niggas? Like niggas was coming to like warn us and shit that they seen the cars and shit. But when they pull up there, they see them niggas parking out on Harbor. They like, oh shit. So yeah, we, you know, niggas get out, motherfuckers talk, and, you know, a few of us just all just like letting it be known, like, bro, we doing a truce. Any niggas got problems with it, let it be known right now. You know what I mean? Niggas can shoot them fades, you know, get them up right now. And everybody was quiet. You know, nobody said nothing. Them niggas hung out for about an hour. We chopping it up, talking shit, catching up. And the next, I say about a week or so later, maybe 2 weeks later, we was at the Stone together performing. You know what I mean? Damn. And the rest was history, man. And Sunnydale ended up falling in a little bit later, probably during the shows at the Stone. A few dudes start popping through from Sunnydale, and then that was just like an automatic truce. You know, we never really called a truce with them. Right. But it was just something that kind of like, since it happened with Fillmore, it kind of happened with them. It just was like a natural thing that took place, and we all was just hanging out, man. Us, Sunnydale, Fillmore, all at the Stone, us, GOP, few of us, all of us performing at fucking the Stone. And I think probably maybe a week or so after that, we was back down there again with Andre Nicotina. We was down there with Sir Mix-a-Lot and the Gov and the Richie Rich and them. That's the one I got on footage. I got the footage from that show.
Okay.
So yeah, we was man, it was a best move I could have made, man, doing that shit because it brought unity and all them niggas rallied behind my shit and helped push the shit. You know what I mean?
Shout out to Forte and Coog Nut.
Yeah.
Shout out to all the people that came before y'all. That
Huey MC
that actually made an impact. But for me, for most of us, we got to look at that moment as the turning point in San Francisco hip hop.
Yeah,
it opened the doors for a lot of people. To do what they needed to do, especially since like Bammer Weed was so big,
right?
And that album was so monumental. You know, meeting Mr. C. You had these songs as your demo.
Right.
And so, which explains why he's on a lot of the third verses.
Right.
Even a lesson to be learned is like the beat is flipped.
Right.
You know
Sort of like a Psycho.
Yeah,
he's not even
like
on More Like an Orgy.
Right. And you you know, Budweiser, you know, I don't want to leave him out. I don't want to leave TC out and how this process happened. But you was making beats. TC took you to another level.
Whole nother level. Without TC, man, I wouldn't have the technical parts down. Like he got me into like the mixing engineering part of it. You know, just knowing how to stretch samples and, you know, program them into the computer because I didn't have no computer at the time. He had that Atari computer and that was like new to me. He had the Emacs and all these different modules that I wasn't up on. I had a little 4-track and I'm recording, bouncing tracks over. We record on 3 tracks and then record those over to 1 so we could free up tracks. And I had the SB12 of like 2.4 seconds or something. I had to speed the record up and doing all. You know, I'm doing all that type of shit. Like Bammer Weed, that full sample I couldn't get until I got the TCs. I only had a portion of it. And it was still dope, but it got even doper when I got the TCs. And when I switched it from No Bammer joint to No Bammer Weed, it just took it to a whole nother level. But yeah, TC, man, without him, I definitely wouldn't have elevated my game as far as on a producer level. You know.
So Mr. C came before you got to TC or while you was at TC?
Not before I got there.
Before you got there.
Yeah, before I met TC, he was up there. Probably. I think Mr. C came like around the end of '91, like right before I went in to do the album. That's when I met Mr. C. He was around. He was probably there a couple months before we actually went to go record. You know, we did a Hit Squad New Jack song. We was called the Hit Squad at first, and then we did a song called Hit Squad New Jack where it was his solo I did for him, and he busting all these little lyrical verses on it and shit, dropping all type of punchlines and shit. And after that, I was like, yeah, he the one. And that's when we started looking for TC. I started getting on a hunt. Budweiser, no, we went to go meet him over there. And, he was still in Lakeview at I think it's Bankroll Studio. They was over there still, I think, finishing off some stuff for IMP for Coog Nut and them. And he was like, yeah, I'm moving over there. He said, I actually stay in Hunters Point, and I'll be, you know, over there in about a week. He said, y'all can come see me and we'll get started. And yeah, we was off to the races. Then as soon as he moved the studio out, they shut down in Lakeview, moved back to his house over there on, I believe it was Revere or Shafter he was at. And yeah, it was on. After that, we got over there and never left. We was living at TC house.
Yeah, I like again, all of that story is just like, you know, season 1 might be just,
right.
You know what I'm saying, pops and moms and
right.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
And before we get too far into the story, I don't want to leave none of this out too. It's like Booby, when y'all got to actually was like living in the house. Shout out the lady. What's her name?
Mama Rose.
Mama Rose.
Yeah, that's my grandmother, man.
Shout out
she
Mama
took us
Rose.
in.
Yeah. And, for that, you know what I'm saying? Because we need people like that to look out. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
Mama Rose brought y'all in, and then this is like and you knew Booby before? Or this is the
No, I knew him before.
You know him
yeah, my mama and his mama. Her sisters, it's like maybe like 7 of them or something like that. Boobie and the family, because they was a big family staying in the 4-bedroom. They had one of the end houses, the bigger ones. We had a 3-bedroom, they had a 4, and they was in there kind of deep. And my mom went to school with, like, they grew up together, so that's why we kind of grew up kind of calling each other cousins. You know what I mean?
Already.
So, and Mama Rose took my mom in when she moved to Harbor Road. She seen she was young with me when I was a baby, so when she had to go work in that Seas Candy, whatever, she'd babysit me. So that's why as soon as I could walk and talk, and I'm up 2-3 years old walking, I'm walking around with Boob in there in their house. She watching me till my mom come home. So I kind of always grew up thinking we was real cousins until I started paying attention. Like, wait a minute, that's my mom's mom, that's my dad's mom. Like, wait, Mama Rose is not really my grandmother, like, you know what I mean? I started putting 2 and 2 together, and I knew that we was play cousins. But yeah, I grew up in their house, you know what I mean? With them. She raised me and my 2 brothers, and had, whooping our ass, taking us to Sunday school, trips, feeding us. We there with them on Thanksgivings, and I mean, we was a family, you know what I mean? So yeah, it was love, man. Nothing but love. Mama Rose didn't treat us no different than she treated them.
Yeah, and when I'm talking about, like I said, when I'm talking about chapters and or seasons, I'm thinking that it'll be long before you'll be still there before you get out of the first.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? There's a lot going on.
Yeah, we could deep dive into that for real. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so now that you have Bammer joint, right? Bammer weed. It's getting airplay. Y'all all over the radio. I think y'all might have did 300 independent.
Yeah. We had to be at that because we sound scanned. We was at like 270 something. That's when we checked sound scan. See, before the sound scan, we had sold a bunch of units that was just at mom and pop stores that wasn't getting sound scans. See, there was only records of the Camelots and warehouses and shit like that at the time. You know what I mean?
Towers. That's where we got ours.
Exactly. But like I think later on, maybe the Creative Music on Ocean probably ended up getting the machine later, but they didn't have it. Record Shop, a lot of the stores that was moving our units when we first went over there to Jason, they wasn't accounted for. So it's only when the sound scan, we only really counting the sound scan, you know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, we was about a little under 300. You know what I mean? The last time we had checked with, before we fell out with Jason, but I know it's way more than that. You know what I mean?
You don't actually know. That motherfucker gold. Really,
exactly. I believe it is. Yeah. I believe it's gold for sure. You know what I mean? But we try to get them shipping reports, and that's when we got a real manager and we started trying to get access to the shipping reports. He like, look, he trying to show y'all just only the sound scan, and then he trying to, make up these little reports that he done had his secretary making it back.
Right.
Look, this is what we gonna do. When we go up in there, let me do the talking. I'm finna try to get them shipping reports. So when we went in there and started asking about the mechanical royalties, and he got his eyes got all bucked and shit. And he like, yeah, we want to see the shipping reports, Jason. We don't want to see nothing about. I don't want you bringing out these reports showing what was sold and what was returned. Your secretary could have printed this shit out. You know what I mean, on Excel or something. So once he asked for that, he was like, man, you got to give me time. He said, that's something that you can just go back there and get. That's going to tell us what you pressed up total and what you shipped out, what was returned, and all that. Then we'll handle all the reserves because it was always like, oh, we got a 25% reserve. We got to hold back and all this shit. And my manager was like, man, he ain't holding back no reserves. He just used that to hold back 25% of y'all money. You know what I mean? So once we got to doing that, we seen how he started acting, and it just blew up that day. That's when we went off on his ass, and yeah, it got ugly. Our relationship was ugly from that day forward, man. It just was never the same because he did not want us to see no shipping reports. He was telling us to come back because he wanted to make them up. You know what I mean?
Of course.
He wanted to go create some shit.
Motherfuckers.
Exactly. He like, I can't let these niggas see this shit. They gonna want their chalupas for real.
For sure. I mean, I remember how much of an influence y'all had. I remember thinking, Ruthless by Law, how crazy that was. Niggas with an attitude, you know what I'm saying? Public Enemy. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking of the rebelliousness of the culture and how things looked aesthetically, and knowing that y'all was from San Francisco. It was really like, my introductions to what a San Francisco street nigga was.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I just I didn't know. Like I had no reason to come to the projects in San Francisco.
Right.
I've been there, but it probably was somebody making a play or something. I was just in the car.
Right.
I don't know why I was there. You know, this shit look dangerous though.
Exactly.
These niggas got. I know.
We got a lot of projects in Frisco.
Yeah,
a lot
and
of
I
people don't
know
know
none of our
that.
projects ain't on hills. Why is these niggas shit on hills? Why is we going
Real
to these
talk.
big ass? What is this shit? You know what I mean?
Real
We didn't
talk.
even took a detour coming through Candlesticks. My daddy used to think shit like that was funny. Like,
Yeah.
shit, boy, these niggas over here.
Yeah,
like,
that
get the
double
fuck
rock
up out
and
of
shit.
here, man. Fuck we over here doing?
Real
you know what
shit.
I'm saying? But that time for me was influential. Like just that music was crazy. Like all my friends. Like I think when y'all shit was out, honestly, bro, like it wasn't nothing popping. Like we wasn't fucking with nothing else.
Hey, nothing else. That's
Nah,
we
like
got
we
love,
fucking with this
bro.
right now.
We got love from the O, and I think we was probably the first group out of Frisco that really got love like that. Besides Forte being on Too Short, Don't Fight the Feeling. But even IMP, you might have probably dabble of a little bit of I'm Rolling or something, maybe a Scandalous here and there.
Scandalous
But,
was it in Oakland, but that
they fucked with us. Like our album, like they really
the
fucked
album
with
was
us.
slapping
Man.
front to back.
Yeah,
like it was
man.
no, you know what I'm saying? To me, it was no, that album was so clean to me and so
Man,
raw.
real shit.
And then I got to see the visuals, so it was like, damn, these niggas is who they say they is. You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
What did that change for the city for y'all? Because I feel like it did miracles for y'all as individuals and staples in our game. What did it do for San Francisco though?
Man, I think it just showed that it was another way out. It created like opportunities because now you start seeing a lot of groups start appearing from the GRPs, the GLPs, the RTDs, the 11.5s, the UDIs. You see a lot of initial groups start popping up too. Everybody start thinking it'd be like a RBL. I start noticing a lot of that, man, and I loved it. You know what I mean? Because a lot of them, they knew me, they respected me, they already knew my reputation from the block to the booth. So it's like, man, Black was already one of them young dudes
For sure.
in the neighborhood, and now he doing it like I didn't even know this motherfucker rap. Like I just came out of nowhere. So. It kind of, it helped, and it put us on the map. It kind of helped us gain respect because, Frisco was only known for Castro District. You know what I mean? When you talk about the city, that's all you knew was that other side. And that's what we wanted to know, because a lot of times when dudes used to go places, they used to kind of be ashamed a little bit to say they was from Frisco. They just, were you from Bay Area? Or Oakland?
Yeah,
and then, if it wasn't Oakland, you was soft. You know what I mean? It was like they
right.
didn't respect no surrounding cities, really. So
niggas had no idea.
Yeah, it was like if you weren't from Oakland, nigga, we don't respect you. It's not Frisco.
Came,
that's a tourist town. That's what,
they found out.
Exactly. So it switched it up to where our album kind of gave them a little insight on that other side. You know what I mean? That dark side, that urban side. So I think it really put us on the map, man, and yeah, it gave a lot of people that Frisco pride to this day. It's a lot of motherfuckers who really rep this shit. You know what I mean? My Latino community out there, they who thriving like a motherfucker. They love it.
That's
you
real
know what
talk.
I mean? So
one thing about the niggas, I seen, I think the highest it said Frisco black population was 11, 12, 13%, man. And it went down to like 3 now.
Is that right?
Yeah,
Shit, a number, I don't know. I probably believe that with the gentrification shit
Like
and all these
3%.
motherfuckers. Yeah, it's ugly.
But
Everybody
I think more so because they talking about reparations now, and I think more so for what like they did as far as like the freeway shit, the public domain shit through Filmo and the projects and the chemicals they left around and all that
fucking
weird
shit in the
shit.
Navy Yard is
That shit was fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
Infected down there. Yeah,
but
it's
niggas
ugly.
always still held strong in San Francisco. Like
Held strong,
it's still like. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they hanging
like
on.
the niggas that's there.
Yeah, they
like,
hanging on.
The motherfuckers, if you want to hang out at Salesforce, you gonna deal with some niggas though. You gonna walk down these streets and they gonna try to sell you some weed. Another crazy motherfucker gonna yell at you and they gonna be yelling in your ear this close.
Hey.
You just gotta act like you don't see him.
Real tough.
But like you didn't told the story so many times over and over, and it's like, the part about, like when we talk about the first part of the RBL legacy, losing Mr. C. Like he was innocent, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he was.
And he didn't have nothing to do with nothing, and some shit had occurred that day, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
I heard D folks really explaining it, you know what I'm saying? And he was passionate about it, want motherfuckers to know, like, you know what I'm saying? Because it'd be important.
Exactly.
But you in a group, beyond this being your man, like, this your partner, like, and, the book says, I think it's in the book, is like, motherfuckers don't realize he was my nigga just as long as his rap career was.
Right. Real talk.
You forget, like, wait,
he
he
just
didn't
came.
grow up with me. Like,
he
we
came
ain't.
there in 92, as soon as I started working on the album. So as long as he was there doing it since the album, like I said, he was only there probably months before I went in and started working on the album.
And he was with you every day.
Every day though, he was with me, and he was like, even though he a year behind me, he was a couple years behind me. He really looked up to me. That was my little brother, like, and man, he was just the coolest, man, funniest dude you could meet, man. That's what I said. He really didn't deserve that shit, and that's what really fucked me up. You know what I mean? That, so many of us who've been doing all types of shit around there, and it's like Mr. C is the one that got taken. You know what I mean? It just really fucked me up. I couldn't believe it. It was one of those things where it was like, damn. And I felt guilty because, even me knowing his mom and them, and I'm like, and like he was up there with me. You know what I mean? So I felt responsible. Like, you know what I mean? I had to look out, and it's like these dudes I grew up with, and practically, damn near some of them I like grew up with, and some I raised, the younger dudes who we starting to fall out with. It's just like a total slap in the face. It just was a disrespect, and it just killed me, man. Just to the point where it's like I didn't know what the fuck to do. It's like, damn, I'm caught between people who I grew up with, and I know them. I love these dudes, but then I love my nigga. He, I've been knowing them longer than I know him, and so I was going through some shit, bro. Some head shit that it was just fucking with me, man. It was like, damn, if I go do something to one of them, and I know they mamas, and it's like we all been around each other for over 15, 20 years. You get what I'm saying? And it's like he only been around maybe 5, but it's a strong 5 though. You know what I'm saying? It was a strong 5.
It's different when you really rocking with somebody. And you fuck with them.
Yeah, it's different, bro. It was different. So yeah, man, it was just one of those things, man, that it fucked me up for a minute, and it made me solid and stronger though, man. And now, don't get me wrong, it fucked up the trust with a lot of motherfuckers too, though. Even just moving forward, meeting new motherfuckers, and motherfuckers like, yeah, I want to sign to your label. I want to be. It's just hard for me to trust and just accept new motherfuckers that I don't really know. You know what I mean?
Nah, I feel that.
So yeah, man, but. Rest in peace, my boy, man. As I said, keep me motivated to keep this torch going. You know what I mean?
Sir.
Keep the torch lit.
Yes, sir. Because he definitely, he gonna always shine in that legacy. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I like D folks in on the live performances, man.
It was only right. It was only right.
You know what I'm saying? I like that. It's the legacy. It's still true to what it is.
Real talk.
You know what I'm saying?
Real talk.
It's still family. It's still. You know what I mean? That's a perfect. You know what I'm saying?
Perfect. And plus, he used to be the one with us on stage.
Right.
We used to have to take a mic from him sometime because sometimes he didn't know the words right or whatever. But he was always that third man on the stage with me and Mr. C. So it was only as soon as he got out of YA, he fell right in because when the album first dropped, D-Folks was in YA.
Yeah.
He was up in Carl Houghton.
Okay.
Knocking out 3 years. So when he came home right when it was about to bubble, like the end of 92 going into 93. So he fell right in, couldn't wait because he was like, he used to be at YA. We'd go visit. And he's like, bruh, I keep telling everybody, man, you my cousin. They don't believe like I know I'm part of RBL. I keep
right. Oh yeah, he was big capping to them niggas. I was in YA. I already know that.
He's playing more like an orgy. He talking. That's my name right there.
This nigga always talking about he in RBL. Nigga, how you and why you in here with us? Man?
Exactly.
Nigga say some dumb shit to him. About to get him some more time.
Right, exactly. I had to go up there and visit him a couple of times. Like, man, these LA niggas don't believe it. So I had to go up there and see him a couple times. And he had to stun on him and shit.
Yeah,
Like, man, this Black Sea right here.
Yeah, that's dope though. Yeah, because I know them niggas cherished them tapes in there back. Back then them niggas had cigarettes, pornographic magazines. Like,
hey,
man, what the fuck going on?
Even that log cabin, we had cigarettes. I had to think. I said, damn, we was 16, 17. They let us buy cartons of cigarettes.
What the fuck?
And bring them up here. We young motherfuckers. I'm up there with cartons of Newports in my locker.
That's crazy.
Like, man, as soon as I left, they shut all that shit. They had to wait. Oh, we gotta wake up. We gotta shut this shit down for we
go down.
Some lawsuit shit about to pop off. For real.
That's dope. But I really like deep folks in that position. You losing Mr. C and continuing the RBL legacy and even adding Hitman, because you put out a Hitman solo record that did very well.
Very well.
And you even said shit, that shit turned me into that shit turned me into a homeowner.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It wasn't the RBL money.
Right. It was that Hitman money.
It was that Hitman album money. Yeah, that independent money.
The independent money.
Different.
And then adding Hitman to the group. How was that decision and why?
He really wasn't added. Well, he was added on the Eye for an Eye, and that was because of Craig Calliman. You know what I mean? Who shout out Craig, who
still doing it. He signed. I think he got Simba.
Yeah, he the man at Atlantic Records right now. And Big Beat was his label. That was his thing. As soon as he's, because really, we had a nice deal on the table, man. He had us set up. Man, if this thing would have cracked off, it would have been curtains. We for surely would be up there with them Outcasts and Mob Deeps and all that. That shit would have never happened. We ain't no telling where we'd be right now. I'd probably be owning all types of properties.
Even if it was modern times, because they would have marketed that shit different.
Oh, it would have been different.
They would have put a whole story
and the
behind
money
it.
that we had behind us, and I still would have been producing. I would have still had TC and enhancing them, and that next album would have been, all we would have spent on was probably features. You know what I mean? Probably got some bigger features because we really didn't care about even doing features. We wanted to see, want to gobble up the track ourselves. We was having fun with it. It was fun. You know what I mean? Like, we couldn't wait to get on a compilation. And who on a compilation? Like, we going in. We like trying to have the best song on that motherfucker.
Right.
Music was fun. We was having fun with it. So with that budget behind us, it was over with. You know what I mean? Especially having access to Aaliyah and them who was on there at the time. I think we had access. I think they were just now starting to sign Fat Joe and them. T.I. was by the time I signed, they had brought in T.I. and they did deal with a lot of people, and he was asking me about all these features. So I know with me and Mr. C, it would have been crazy the features we would have had.
Right.
But yeah, that just going through that whole little process with Craig, man, Jim just having faith in me to move forward. He just like me, I'm gonna chop the budget in half. He said, I know you the man behind everything. He said, because he was a diehard RBL fan when he came out to actually meet us and sat down with us, because we had Relativity, Def Jam, Priority. We had a few of them that was at us, but they were just talking through Jason, and Jason was trying to do an in-a-minute deal. He was using us to put everybody on. But Craig came out to see us and was like, he trying to do an in-a-minute deal, and I just want to deal with y'all. I'm a fan of your work, your production. I love what you're doing with Hitman. I want to sign y'all. So once he let us know, we was like, oh no, we are by ourselves. We ain't trying to bring in a minute. He said, so this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna offer him a buyout. We just buy him out that third album that y'all owe him, and we gonna just go on and move forward with us. And then he showed us the numbers. We was like 100% with it. And it was like, yeah, we didn't want him to pay Jason, but we was like, fuck it. If you got to give me money, man, don't even worry about it. Sky's the limit. Once y'all get away from him, don't even worry about it. So we end up chopping it in half. We still had to pay Jason, like $75,000 just to buy up out of the thing. But then he ended up, after Mr. C died, he was just like, I'm going to chop the money in half, but I still want to do a deal with you because you're the man behind the music. And how you feel about Hitman, not necessarily taking his place, but actually, kind of just filling that void. Because I feel like he got lyrics like Mr. C. I was like, he dope. I'm like, he was going to be a part of it anyway. I said, but yeah, he can play a bigger role. I said, I don't mind that. He said, yeah, we ain't got to have him on no contract, no paperwork, no nothing. We just sign you, and, you just place him how you want to place him. And I was just like, all right, I'm with it. So he was really the one that got me motivated because I was kind of in a slump and damn near I didn't even want to do music no more. I ain't gonna even lie, I was just like on some man, fuck this shit type shit.
Right.
And just revenge and all type of shit going through my head, all these emotions. And after talking to him, I was just on some success gonna be the best revenge. Once I seen them dollar signs, and I was just like, man, I'm gonna kill these motherfuckers with just success and just showing these motherfuckers like, y'all should have stayed fucking with me. You know what I mean?
Right.
So that's what I end up doing, and end up going over there and getting with Mike Mosley and all them. And I would say that album is a Rick Rock album, really. You know what I mean? Shout out my boy Rick Rock.
Shout out Rick Rock.
And Mike Mosley too for putting us with Rick Rock. Because
right.
he could have hated. He could have been like, when I went to go see Mike Mosley and get some beats from him, and everything he was playing, he was like, oh shit, that's Rick Rock right there. He's like, man, look like you picking all Rick Rock beats. He's like, I'm just gonna put you in here with Rick Rock. He called Rick Rock in. He like, bro, he picking all your beats. Y'all might as well work together.
Shout out Mike Mosley, man.
Yeah, he did. He didn't even hate, man. He showed love. He left out the studio and left me and Rick Rock and us in there, man. We was off to the races, man. Love him to death, man. That boy started putting together some hits for us. You know what I mean?
How did the casual fan accept Hitman? Was they just totally aware, or did it because he could kind of blend if you didn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how albums and people and groups change over time anyway. I'm talking about as far as sound evolution.
I think they loved him because we kind of gave him a dose on the second album. Hitman was on a few tracks, and it kind of set him up to where even after his solo album, because our album came out in '94, he was on a couple of our songs. They loved him from there. He was on doing shows with us, so they already considered him like the Batman to our. I mean, the Batman. That's our Robin. You know what I mean? So once we kind of put his album out in '95, he became a big dog himself. You know what I mean? They loved him. The youngsters was on him. So the fans kind of, the way I did it and kind of placed him, it was lovely. And it would have been the same thing even if Mr. C wouldn't have died. We'd have put him on a lot of tracks on that Eye for an Eye album, because I was always thinking I'm going to use these platforms since they put money into the budgets and I'm, getting radio play. They going to do all this. I'm going to use Hitman because I got him independent. And I'm just going to go on and milk these budgets, set him up lovely. So when that money come, they get to offering money for the right way. We'll have a nice situation because they're going to be at Hitman.
Right.
They're going to definitely be at him. They ain't not going to let this lyrical genius, just roam independently like that. We got to offer this nigga some money.
For sure.
Yeah.
By the time y'all own that would be the
third album. Yeah.
This where are you at with as far as like, because with Booby Nim, and the reason why I ask is because like after y'all take off, some say it was the incident where they got left outside with the record release party.
Yeah.
I could see being a misunderstanding, but not enough to take it to where it ended up.
Right.
So would you just say that was the straw that broke the camel back?
Oh, yeah, that was the start. It was a bunch of little shit because it was just time, because we had the block for years, me and my brothers and all of us, it's like.
But he came, because here's one thing that I don't want to miss, right? And shout out to Boob. I don't want people to miss, like, and what my earlier point was about the entire San Francisco is about kicking in the door. Because even like 11-5, they sound like for their first album, like if RBL was this, they sound like they are polished RBL for the first album. These niggas sound crispy, like, and it's TC.
It's TC,
right?
And a lot of them was all in the studio. And we was making our shit. 11-5, UDI, Cold World Hustlers. They was all in the garage. That was all TC, little hangout homies that was hanging out up in there. So they seen us working. They seen me, the way we was in there working and maneuvering. So all them kind of, got energy from that RBL album, like all that bitch, I thought you.
Right.
It's a lot of them all in there singing. You know what I mean? Yeah, all that shit. Yeah.
And see, so what I'm saying that to say as far as with Booby and them, it was other shit attached to it. But you're right. You had the block for a long time. But one thing is like what a lot of rappers we see in the Bay Area go through now, right? Is success.
Right.
Nobody gives a fuck to because now it's even worse. But nobody gives a fuck about talking shit about you if you ain't popping.
Right.
Nobody gives a fuck about so what I'm saying about that is the block thing is one thing, but Boob had came to you and said he wanted to start a label.
Yeah,
right?
I was helping him.
So automatically, no matter what he's thinking, and I wait till our interview to ask him what he was thinking, it was for sure niggas around him saying, "Oh, we gonna kill that RBL shit," because
of course,
that's the standard.
Yeah, niggas
That's
want
what
to be
they
better
know.
than us.
You can touch that.
Yeah.
A nigga might not tell you we gonna be better than that NWA shit because you don't know. You like, I don't.
Yeah.
But, nigga, I know Chris though.
Right.
Nigga, I know Black Chris. Nigga, that's I grew up with that nigga. Nigga.
See, I would say the other thing that kind of helped fuck it up was the Sugar Bear incident. That's really too, because Sugar Bear, he was dope as fuck during that time. That nigga was raw. You know, I give it to him. He had made the song "Coming Up Out the Cuts" on Herm compilation. The nigga was raw, and I thought I was putting him out. So he used to be with me all the time in the studio, me and Hitman. I was thinking he was supposed to be before Hitman album, the Solo Creep. That's what I'm in there working on stuff. Even though I got my 9-track was originally Sugar Bear song that I was making for him. Now I got my 9. So the third verse on there was really him. It was us, Sugar Bear song featuring us, really.
Okay.
But then, you know, I didn't have none of them on paperwork. No, NOH, Hitman, none of them. And he just came in one day and was just like, yeah, Boob want to put me out. And I'm like, all this work I'm in here doing. I'm like, what you mean Boob want to put you out? You're like, yeah, I was just talking to Boob, and he want to put my album out. So, you know, I think I'm gonna let him gonna do it. I'm just like, to me, I'm like, nigga, what the fuck I've been doing this whole time? You know what I mean? So I'm like, what do you mean Boob finna put you out? I said, I thought I was putting you out. And he was just like, oh no, we never talked about it. But I'm like, nigga, it's the unspoken. I ain't said hit nothing to Hitman. Right. I ain't said nothing to none of these niggas. But nigga, I'm the only one out here with a label and you know doing the music. I'm just assuming that I'm putting you out, which he was right. We never talked about it. But I'm in here working on music with you. I'm thinking that I'm putting him out. So I was just like, all right, it's good. I said, you know, Boo could put you out. So after that day, you know, I let him know, nigga, I'm not fucking with you no more. You know, we damn near kicked him out. Like, nigga, we ain't fucking with you at all. You know, Sugar Bear can't come back in this motherfucker. But then Boo came and talked to me, but him being my cousin, you know, he like, man, but I'm gonna put him out. And, you know, I didn't know that y'all had something. I'm like, bro, it ain't, you know, it wasn't Boo's fault. He just like seeing a nigga tight.
Right.
And he like, nigga, I'm gonna put some money behind him and rally behind him. And I'm just like, nah, yeah, go on and do your thing. And he like, you know, bro, I want your assistance or whatever. And I was just like, you know, I really don't want to fuck with that nigga.
Right.
Just on how he did it. But just on you, I kind of help. So I start kind of giving him advice and shit. Him and Hitman did a song called Grave Digger, a dope ass song back then and all the shit. And, you know, they start working wherever they was working at. You know what I mean? They start trying to follow our blueprint, go to TC and Enhancer and all them and the whole nine. But that right there really was kind of split us up too.
Right.
So like I said, there's a few little incidents like, you know, and then later on, like I said, the record release party and all that, because this happened before the record release party. You know, all that shit. That's why I didn't even have him on my album. Like, he would have been all over that 94 album. Sugar Bear would have been all over that motherfucker. You know what I mean? But I cut him completely out, didn't get that nigga, you know, no shine on that. I was like, nigga, I fuck with Selsky and them. And, you know, we just started doing our own thing. And I start seeing he started kind of losing it a little bit too, because he didn't have that cipher because all we did was rap. You know, NOH, Hitman, all of us, T-Lo, we all in the studio, niggas keeping their skills going, rapping and shit. I got beats constantly playing, but once he got with them, Boob and them wasn't, them niggas hanging out on the block. They wasn't, the only time he go to the studios when they working on something. So when he get in there, you on the clock, Enhancer on his $40, $50 an hour, and nigga, you got to come up with something. You got to get creative. And then he start respecting, you know, as far as, damn, man, it was kind of good being around Black. I was keeping my skills up. I had beats. I was able to pre-prepare before coming to the studio. And Boob kind of, you know, I would say he wasted a lot of money kind of like trying to even put together that first Road to Riches album, because that shit came out hella late and he was kind of outdated by then. It was like it was all right, but he ain't putting nothing together like that coming up out the cuts though. That motherfucker was hard as fuck, you know what I mean? And they thought he was gonna be that nigga that was gonna be better than us and better than Hitman. Them niggas was rallying behind him. They swore to God that nigga was finna blow up harder than us. And NOH and them, once we got them niggas in too, and them niggas came in spitting like niggas knew it was pressure was on. Niggas was like,
Man.
oh shit, these niggas over there fucking with it. They got Hitman. Hitman album came out, blew the fuck up. Niggas was a little jealous, you know what I mean? They was jealous of Hitman. They was jealous of NOH. They hearing the music coming up out of the studio B that I'm making for NOH. Niggas was like, yeah, we got a long way to go. I was like, yeah, this shit ain't easy. You know what I mean? I've been seasoned in this shit. I've been in this shit fucking with TC and Enhancer, and I'm learning.
Right.
Y'all going over there thinking that y'all finna get my type of shit through them, but I'm bringing my shit to them. You get what I'm saying? I'm going over there producing my own shit. Enhancer not producing this shit. TC not producing this shit. They assisting me with my shit, making sure they Dr. Dre in my shit.
Right.
You know, I'm like the dash coming up over there,
Right.
and them niggas getting
They
behind,
getting on that
mixing and
motherfucker.
touching it up, and yeah. And they thought that they was gonna go to Enhancer and TC and get some of my shit, which they didn't.
Right.
And you
It
know what I
was
mean?
your sauce.
He was my sauce, and that's, you know, and I told Boo I was gonna help him, you know, because even when he was B Real, because he was B Real Records first.
Right.
And another nigga, he had the little Real Milk sign with the B and all that shit. Then he ended up changing the Big Block because a New York motherfucker had the sign. So he ended up asking me, and I put the stamp of approval on the Big Block shit, you know?
Yeah.
He was just like, bro, what you think about Big Block? Me and him sitting in this truck that day. I think he was in this Typhoon or something. I'm sitting there talking to him. And I'm just like, yeah, bro, I got you, boo. You know, no matter what, I'm going to help you, whatever. And yeah, I ended up telling him the Big Block shit was dope. And yeah, them niggas just I guess tried to do it without me. You know, he said he was gonna have me assist him, but then he started trying to do it on his own. And but you know, it wasn't no love lost between, like, me and Boob always been cool all the way up to the day Mr. C died. And I think we took it personal because I told him not to come to the funeral. You know what I mean? And I think he felt some type of way because the day I was down at the barbershop, the day after Mr. C had died, got killed. And I told a couple niggas that came in there, you know, trying to speak their piece and shit, like, bro, I had nothing to do with it and this and that. And I'm just like, it's good. I said, when y'all just go up there, man, just tell that nigga Boob not to come to the funeral because I knew the niggas that who names was coming up was kind of up under him and shit. You know what I mean? And me and him had talked a couple days prior when I was telling Boob about all the shit that was going on with my little brother and some of the dudes he fuck with. And I'm just like, Boob, like, bro, you know what I mean? Me and you talking, bro, you know, we can like stop this. I'm trying to do the thing like with Fillmore, like, bro, me and you can really stop this shit. And he just, bro, I ain't got nothing to do with them. Niggas on thinking on their own. They doing whatever. And it's just like, it was just bullshit to me. And it's like, bro, you could easily, just like I can go talk to my brother and then we got at least try. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You got at least just, nigga, put some effort towards it and just be like, nigga, I'm gonna go and holler at them niggas and see what's up. At least check their temperatures. But he was just acting out like, bro, that ain't me. I ain't got nothing to do with it. And I'm back. I'm telling you, bro, them niggas is on doing whatever they. I'm like, bro, just holler at the niggas or whatever, man. Just for me, man, I'll try, but I ain't got nothing to do with it. I don't know nothing about it. And all of a sudden, when Mr. C got killed, I was just like, you know, we had talked about it. So I was just like, don't come to the funeral. So when he didn't come, a few niggas didn't come. So that let me know where they stood at too. So I was just like, okay, these other niggas didn't show up either. And that kind of like really caused a damper on our relationship right there. I guess he took that real personal, which I had heard later on, like, yeah, Boob felt some type of way about you saying he didn't have nothing to do with it and you didn't want him to come to the funeral, which, you know, I probably shouldn't have did that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I was in my feelings at the time. I was real emotional and the whole shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, but I'm just happy we kind of moved forward now. You know, I hollered at the nigga like about a month ago and shit. We hollered on the phone and shit. We chopped it up. So, you know, my boy Jay Brick, shout out to Jay Brick. I was on the phone with him and he like, man, this Boob calling me on the line. I'm like, was that right? Like, blood, you feel like talking to him? I'm like, yeah, I ain't got no problem with Boob. Like, shit, yeah, it's good. And yeah, he ended up clicking him in. And yeah, we chopped it up for about 30 minutes to an hour and shit, you know what I mean? And just, you know, just like Black Bang, I never had no problems with you, bro. I don't know where the shit kind of, you know, went left at. And I'm like, you know, it don't even matter. I said, bro, just this day moving forward, bro, we gonna let bygones be bygones. It's good. You know, I got love for you. You know, it ain't no problems. And
Man.
yeah, we swept the shit under the rug. So we good. And I just, you know, I've just been trying to, even telling Jay Brick to this day, I said, man, me and Boob got to get together and just, you know, just for media's sake and just showing motherfuckers like we really
good.
We good. We
Right.
trying to be, I say, you know, he don't really know how powerful me and him is together and just showing motherfuckers from our neighborhood like, you know, bro, look, we letting this shit go and how impactful that could be just to try to turn some shit. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
you know, it's clicky up there. Niggas are split up and niggas are still at each other and niggas don't know, you know, how I feel about them and you know, it's just a lot of shit to where, man, I'm like, man, we need to probably come together, but Jay Break, you know, me and Boo gotta really come together, sit down and just, you know, just show motherfuckers that we really putting this shit behind us. So, you know, we had a good conversation and you know, I know my word is for real, you know, so hopefully his is too. You know what I mean? I stand on shit I say. You know, I ain't no snake nigga where it's cool and then I'm behind your back trying to snake you and shit. I don't get down like that. So, you know, it's real genuine love I got for him and you know, I don't hold nothing against him.
That's dope as fuck because I remember our first time talking about it in our first conversation and I was like, you know, Black, I know how that is and I know where his mind is as far as when he left.
Right.
He's still there.
Right.
Just let him have some experiences.
Exactly.
Let him have like, you know what I'm saying? You get to a certain point, you like, nigga.
Yeah.
You know
yeah.
like,
even like when he did the interview on the Vlad thing, he was like, he felt, you know, he was like, man, that was early. You know, like you said, he was fresh out.
Fresh out.
Motherfuckers feeling themselves and they still, like you said, he's still in that mode. Like, so, you know, that's why he kind of felt that type of way when they brought the name, you know, and through my boy Jay Brick, he was like, yeah, man, he felt bad about that Black, but he said he just gonna see what you do when you go down there. And I'm happy I kind of talked to Jay Brick when I went down there because I ain't gonna lie, I was ready to go.
Go in, yeah.
I was ready to go in.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the go in,
Yeah.
like, nigga, you got me fucked. Nigga, come on, bro. Like,
if and I'm glad you took that approach because it could have went another way, but you gotta imagine being in his position, right? And being in jail, leaving with that mentality, leaving so young, doing all of them years, and shit still happening. That's that's not necessarily directly connected to that, but lingering on. You know, young niggas chose sides, the hoods. You know what I'm saying? And
interviews, because he was saying too that, you know, he was like, man, Jay Brick was like, you know, Boo was in there and he was feeling some type of way because at the time I'm mad about the betrayal and all that. So when his name come up, you know, I'm kind of throwing him under the bus and like, man, fuck that nigga. And all. So he had all that built up in. So when he got his first interview, he got to let it all. He got to get it. So I had to respect that. So I feel him on that. So that's why Jay Brick was like, bro, he was in there watching all your interviews and he a lot of shit coming up. You saying this, saying that, and he couldn't say nothing. You know, he in there stuck. So I said, okay. I said, I ain't tripping. So that's why I said, I'm gonna take the high road, bro. I said, I'm not gonna go in like I was thinking about. I'm gonna just think on that shit, and I'm just gonna speak my piece and just keep it real. You know what I mean? But I ain't gonna do no slandering. I ain't gonna really throw him under the bus. You know, like I was really thinking about doing. So, and I'm glad I kind of took the high road because that, you know, kept it open. You know, the olive branch open to where we was able to have that conversation on the phone. Because if I would have went in, ain't no telling you, man, you got Black on the line, man, fuck all that. And, you know, it'd have been ugly. You know what I mean? Ain't no telling.
And the thing about y'all legacy is like as a neighborhood, as a family, like what y'all created, what y'all built, the entire neighborhood. I mean, right now you got a young president, you got Larry June, you know what I'm saying? You got, it's like, you know, that
talent coming up out there.
Everything coming. It's so many more though. You know what I'm saying?
So many more.
And they come from up out of there. Like it's crazy because I'm an Oakland nigga. I'm East Oakland, right? 85th. But I go to like the fucking block party. I went to the Juneteenth. I go to the fucking Fillmore and Hunters Point. I go to fucking the other thing. Damn, it's another block party over there that happens, and they throw the free concert. But I'm just saying, it's such a lovely neighborhood as far as blackness.
Yeah, it is.
As far as that real shit, like if you wanna get a real black experience, you can go there. They're in Fillmore. Like you know, shout out to all the other neighborhoods, but I haven't spent much time in those.
Hunters Point and Fillmore, man, them the two meccas, man. I ain't nothing bigger than them.
Yeah,
that's them the two.
It's real.
It's two kings of that shit. I mean, shout out to Sunnydale too. Like I said, they the small turf. They
right.
They like the little 300 around that moment. They hold their own, but you know, shout out Lake Views and all the smaller Potrero Hills to the VGs, the Alamanis, and all that. But I ain't gonna lie, ain't nothing big and as influential as Fillmore and Hunters Point. You know,
Right.
them the two big dogs. You know, I don't care what nobody say.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
I believe
and that's
that
for
too.
real.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, man, I love the blackness over there, and I hate that it happened how it happened because. Trust me, bro. I be thinking about it, bother me every year that I can't really because the trust is gone, and it's like I hate that I can't go over there and do turkey giveaways and bike giveaways, go to the opera house and like do because it's the trust is gone.
Trust
You know
is
what I mean?
gone,
Like I see Fab and Filthy Rich and all these dudes doing shit for their neighborhoods and their communities and all that, and I'm like, man, our community is so fucked up that we can't even do this shit no more. It's like, man, we can't trust it. You know what I mean? I'm not going to serve myself on a silver platter and something happened and my kids sacrifice, and my kids suffering and I done went sacrifice myself and, you know what I mean, on some bullshit. So it's just not worth it to me. You know what I mean? As bad as I want to help, I just got to, wait, just give it time. And
I'm going to say this. Shout out to London Breed. We know you from Fillmore.
Yeah,
but our Hunters Point brothers need that escort in and out. We're gonna get my nigga in to come do his shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
It was crazy too because I seen shout out Ronsky and Showbanger. They performed in Hunters Point. You know what I'm saying at the Juneteenth. I thought that was dope. You know what I'm saying that they came over there and did that. In the midst of the big block RBL thing, it was a lot of people that I know you said that wasn't really a part of nothing, right? Didn't need to be involved, although they were probably around and in Frisco. But one in particular that stood out to everybody, and you talked about it on Vlad, you talked about it on public platforms, but Bart from 3 Times, because I always thought that was strange, right? In the fact that here's an Oakland guy out of a legendary rap group, right, being signed to Big Block, which I thought was amazing.
Me too.
I'm like, damn, because it was kind of like the actual what am I trying to say? Like the real CEO part of Boob.
Yeah,
that's when I seen a lot of branding.
Yeah, he was trying to do his thing.
You know what I'm saying? They got bandanas. These niggas got logos.
Trying to be like
I mean,
everything.
Y'all the standard though.
That's what I'm saying. He was following our footsteps when I gave him props for that. Even the shirts and
all that
everything.
Shit,
they was following our footsteps. Even with him going and linking up with the Gov and getting the 3 Times Crazy album and doing all that, that was all dope to set up his label and get it going. But the problem was, like you say, Bart all of a sudden throwing on a Big Block bandana, and now you want to drop subliminals towards us and all that. It's like, bruh, I would, even right now, I ain't got nothing against him. Like, I done got over that. It's like, everybody clean slate with me now. I was just doing an interview with Yuck, and I was just telling him, he was like, man, how you feeling about Boss, bro? I really started feeling for him when his daughter was going through, what she went through, man. And, he going through what he going. Everybody got their own karma they facing, man. I said he didn't tell on me. He didn't do nothing to me. I can get over lyrics and all that shit. He never pulled up and jumped out and did nothing. His name never came up in like a nigga trying to snake a nigga shooter. So I'm good with Bart. You know what I mean? If I seen him, even when I seen him out here at the Winco when he dipped out on us, I was really just trying to see where his head was at. And I guess he thought we was trying to get on him, but I'm just like,
That was more like a nigga, you knew better than that.
Exactly. Yeah. But that just showed me his true colors once he seen us and he skedaddled through out the back. I'm just like, yeah, okay. I see he's showing me that, you know what I mean? He guilty for something. Right. Because he should have just stood up and like, bro, nah, I ain't, spoke his piece. Like, look, bro.
Because if you seen him in that Winco that day and he said, now you know that nigga put that battery in my back.
I would have respected him for that.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Like, oh, bro, you know what I'm saying?
Like, if he'd have been like, bro, I was on some studio shit.
Right.
There drinking, gassed up in the studio. I'm repping this Big Block shit. It wasn't nothing personal. I'm on some lyrical shit. You know what I mean? I was hoping y'all come back at me lyrical. We could probably, on some music shit. I would have totally respected that shit. But because acting like you banging that shit though, like nigga, if you see us, you nigga ready to get off what you mad at, that's different. And that's how I was feeling. So you know what I mean?
Years later, we see a young Tupac under 25 years old, right? Dies at 25 years old. And technically, Pac did a lot of foul shit. Like when it comes to the rules of the game.
Right.
He told on some niggas. he wouldn't start getting in other niggas' phone.
Hey, Pac, he ride or die for whoever
Pac
he
was
fucking
crazy
with.
as a
Whoever he fucking
motherfucker.
with, he ride.
Ain't no
Pac a team player, man.
That nigga ain't no way he was supposed to live longer than he did. Cause
Pac a
that
team
nigga was
player
crazy.
like a motherfucker.
That nigga said, you know what? Nigga, it's MOB.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, you
Like,
gotta respect it, though.
like, and you know, things have came up where they question his gangster, but I never did because I always
Me
said
neither.
I thought he was the ultimate gangster.
Yeah,
like,
I ain't-
especially bouncing out on two white boys in the country.
I ain't never
and getting on
questioned
them
Pac
behind a
gangster,
nigga you
man.
don't know. I just thought that was the
Right.
most gangster
Hey,
shit
and for real.
in life.
I
Because
don't
I'm like,
even
a
know
lot
why they
of
can't
niggas
question
would have
this
seen them white boys get on there like, what is going on with that
Right,
nigga?
real
What did he
shit.
do? Because
Yeah.
you trying to get up out of there with whatever we so
Real
used to
talk.
trying to slide off on the police. This nigga jumped out revolution.
Hey, for real.
And got
For
to
real,
shooting
man.
niggas.
You gotta respect
And
it,
they end
man.
up being some dirty cops. But yeah, with that whole situation, I'm glad you said that, you know what I'm saying, about Bart and all that too. Cause you know, like I always tell I respect where you are mentally, you know what I'm saying? You've been through a lot. You lost a lot. Like nigga, you lost
man.
a lot.
Real
This
talk.
shit ain't no joke for you.
Real talk.
And for you to have empathy and compassion for somebody like that with his daughter, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And rest in peace, Lyric. We all was
rest in
rooting for her
peace. Rest in peace, man.
to on her journey. But it's big, Black, because you know we had a point. I was talking to OMB Peasy earlier. Shout out to OMB Peasy, and you know, and NBA YoungBoy. They set their differences aside.
That's dope.
And No Cap and all of these guys where it was shit like I just feel like it's fucked up, but if it turns out in the worst way, Young Thug was the sacrificial lamb.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying a lot of people ain't going to jail, but a lot of niggas ain't his magnitude of star.
Right.
And a lot of niggas, they whole crew ain't, because he made sure his crew gained notoriety and success, right? For being up under him. So we know a lot of these niggas' names because of him. Like he literally put his niggas on, right? And when they doing what they doing as far as participating with the law or you know, whatever, testifying, it's like, you look at that shit and it's like, that shit ended too nasty. Every day is something.
Yeah.
Every day it's a new recording. It's a nigga that Ben did, you know, and
Man.
and I was watching the Gilly and Wallow interviews. It's eerie looking at that
when you
shit
seeing
now.
all them in the studio and they, oh man, that shit is eerie, bro.
Like it's the weirdest
Eerie.
shit ever, and you know,
Man.
nothing. I mean, shit has happened along the way, but like even with Dirk, even when I watched PNB Rock and King Von in the interview, and it's like with them, and it's like they talking about this kind of shit, and I'm sitting here talking to you. And you made it out of this kind of shit. Like you put it in the book.
That's
This
what
is
it's
your
about.
memoir. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
This is your life right here. This is how it actually happened. When you think about you, and a key word of this, a part of survival.
Right.
That word, survival. How do you look at it, and how do you feel being at your age right now, having kids? Because you hit success a long time ago. You hit success when your mind told you to buy some property.
Right, exactly.
And the
Exactly.
success, that shit was over with. Like, nigga, I'm gone on you niggas.
Exactly.
I got shit to do. We
I
talked
already
about that in
knew.
the last interview. Like, hey,
Yeah.
check this out, nigga. I got soccer practices and shit.
Exactly.
Basketball.
Hey.
I ain't got time for that
real-
dumb
ain't
shit
no-
you talking
no
about.
time
nigga.
for the
I just
bullshit.
looked at a minivan, nigga.
Exactly.
Fuck is you on? You
Real
know what
talk.
I'm saying? But how is it like where you are right now? Because I just look at it like you are successful. You are like, if RBL didn't make it to the plateaus of NWA, you right now being who you are, made a career off of music, lost a lot. Like I said, how do you feel? Like, is it a feeling of success and guilt, or do you just feel like that's the game?
No, I feel like that's the game. You know, and what I went through, you know, it made me what I am now. You know what I mean? It made me the person I am now. And it's just like survival is just surviving is just decision making, man, making the right decisions and shit too. It's like, you know, at the right times, you know, like getting the house when I did, just getting out the game, out the crack game when I did, stop fucking with drugs at the right time when I did, quitting the cigarettes and all that shit when I did, you know, just everything is just being just I'm just doing it, man, at the right time. And like I said, everybody is clean slate with me right now. It's just like I'm not tripping off of nobody. The past is the past. I don't have no enemies, you know what I mean? And I'm meeting motherfuckers with the energy they give me. You come up and you tripping, I'm doubling up that energy. It's on.
Right.
But if you come up and you shaking my hand, I'm giving you a hug. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I'm at that pace, at that place right now in life, man, where it's like, man, you know, motherfucker 50 years old, man. This next, hopefully I can make it to 100. This next 50 or 20 or 30, man, I'm trying to live it in peace,
man,
and letting bygones be bygones and putting the past behind me, man. And it's just all about just making the right decisions at the right time. And I think this is the right decisions to make right now. I don't give a fuck about how anybody else who probably feel, bro, we done lost. Do it, man. You know, all right, well, you go take that shit over there. You ain't finna be around me. I don't want none of your karma. I don't want no bad energy. I don't want none of that shit, you know what I mean, around me, man, because that shit'll suck you dry, man. It'll suck you out. You always constantly thinking and plotting and not, man, that shit just kill you, man, to where you can't do nothing. It just overcome you and shit, man. It's just always plotting and planning on get back and revenge and just that thought of, I want to go take the block back over and all, like, all that shit is over with, man. I'm protecting this shit right here. This is the only shit I'm willing to die for. Fuck them projects. I represent Harbor. You know, I love Harbor to death. It's what made me, but nigga, this is the shit I'm willing to die for right here where we sitting at, this house, man, this address. And, you know, if I don't own it, man, I ain't trying to fight for that shit. I don't give a fuck about none of that. So, you know, like I say, everybody clean slate, got love, you know, for Boob, you know, all the other loved ones on Harbor, you know, who just came home. You know, BA, shout out BA, rest in peace, his daughter, man. I ain't got no problems with nobody, bro. And it's just, I'm trying to have fun. I'm having fun, you know what I mean? Just putting out the book, being able to tell my story, being able to still do music, having like little nephew, man, Larry June, kind of, you know, get me back motivated and shit, coming to get me, man. And it's been on ever since then. And I'm out enjoying life, having fun, man. And that's how it's finna be from here on out. You know what I mean? Like I say, have no problems with nobody. You know, I'm here for whoever. Motherfuckers want to reach out, tap in, get with me, hit me on social medias. You know, any motherfucker that think they probably got a problem with me, you know, reach out. You know what I mean? And I'll show you it's different.
I was tripping off of when Fab just had his event at his museum. Shout out to Fab.
Yeah, and, shout out Fab. That was dope.
Y'all get up there and perform, right? And something that I always trip off of with groups or veterans is that, like, sometimes the new music don't be it.
I know. I know. Sometimes it
like,
don't,
nigga,
man.
just give us them classics.
I know. Yeah.
We gonna go on and roll out, nigga.
Right.
But I we talked about this, and I was saying, man, them niggas, that nigga Black, that new music,
right?
That shit slapping so cold.
yeah. And usually I wouldn't do that at an event like that, but I'm like, man, I just feel right. I gotta put this shit on. I got to let these motherfuckers, you know, get a dose of this shit. Fuck that. I'm gonna go into them classics, but I got to hit them with this new shit, man. Let's get it cracking, man. It's time. We got to get this motherfucker cracking.
Usually when veteran acts say that, it's bad news.
That's real though. That's real.
But that shit slapping so hard, and well, first of all, the old music is timeless.
Right.
So I feel like you could throw it on all the time. It's been redone over and over. Wiz Khalifa, you know what I'm saying? Like these, it's been on Blackish or Colleges.
Blackish,
one of them. What was it?
Day and the Night,
Day and the
All
Night,
Day and the Night, or whatever that movie.
And so
shit,
it's never old. It's like y'all can pop out at a festival, y'all can pop out at anywhere, and it's gonna be dope. And I think the new music is like an updated version of that.
Exactly.
But what's so refreshing about that is, and what's so dope is, I feel like Larry June literally took the style.
He did.
And kept it moving.
And he admitted. He'd tell you like, yeah, you know, that first album style, he definitely got my flow on there, and he just updated it, and he got a little bit of sprinkle. I'll say a little Mac Dre in it.
Mac Dre, little shit he done picked up along the way. The base of the gumbo is the same.
Exactly, the base of the gumbo is the same. But he always give us our credit. He don't shy away from it. He'd be like, "Yeah, man, that Unc and it was my influence. Is that's that Harbor shit. That's where I got it.
I love it because I feel like it puts the listeners, the new listeners, in an easier position. I just feel like personally, as a kid of hip hop, born in it, raised in it, like that's what I know, that's what I love. Like shout out to all the soul music and all that shit. Shout out to all the R&B, but I am a hip hop kid. Beat street, break dancing, boogaloo, whatever you wanna. Rappers delight, nigga, whatever. Rap music. I used to sit out and look at the fucking album with the candy cane on it for hours. Nigga, that shit look delicious, nigga. This motherfucker don't come with this candy.
Hey, that's like, real.
You know what I'm saying? I'm that kid, right? Yeah. Every bit of it. So I feel like that's how it should be. I feel like every veteran group or act should have a Larry June.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? But rap so competition. Like I was just watching shout out to Mav Hoffa. I like his podcast. I was just watching Cannabis talk, and I watched him talk about this over and over and over about that LL beef.
Oh yeah, and about how he talk about
and somebody
ass like
Method Man said on something like, man, that nigga L always tripping. Like it's just L fault. Like that nigga was asking to borrow the mic, like he looked up to you, nigga.
Exactly.
You said, nigga, this mic on my arm. You better never nigga challenge me, nigga.
Exactly. Like, come on, embrace the young generation, man. Take him in.
But that's
a little LL.
You know what I'm saying? But he
LL
wanted to be
battle mode though.
Nigga, fuck that. We ain't nigga, you challenging me, nigga?
Right.
You ain't borrowing shit. So, but I think that everybody deserves that, and we especially need it on the West Coast because
we do.
We don't have a lot. I think at one time like YG and DJ Quick worked. I think like, you know what I'm saying? Because I talk about Mike Dean. He works with Kanye and he works with Travis Scott and he works with all of these niggas to get they sound right. Nigga, why TC ain't in the studio with some of these niggas and Ant Banks ain't in the studio with some of these niggas and Mike? I'm talking about younger producers.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I think we got ancient from the way that we operated with each other. That standoffish shit. We spoiled independently, man. We doing shit ourselves. And then them fake ass beefs, right? So y'all shit was street. Short and them shit got street when he said they moved. Like that, 90, 94, 93. It was a lot of Sebo had his shit. Niggas had their shit, right? So I think that made niggas kind of stand off. No more Jack the Rapper. No more hip hop on the green. No more.
I know the Gavin and all that shit.
You know what I'm saying? So. I just think we coming back to a time where that could come back, but they could learn a lot from what you've been doing and embracing that shit. You know what I'm saying? This ain't no motherfucking competition.
Nah,
it's them niggas' time.
At all.
You know what I'm saying?
It's their time. I love it, man. You know what I mean? I love the younger generation, man, especially when they really don't shy away from giving it up to you too. Now that's when they doing it and acting like, nigga, this me. I'm like better than that nigga. Yeah, I took that nigga flow and made it mine. Then when you get to doing shit like that, that's disrespectful. But you like, nah, man, salute, nigga. I love Mac Dre. Nigga, he influenced me. Man, that's where I got my flow from. And that's when it's like, I love you. I can't do nothing but embrace you now. But yeah, that's one thing about Nephew. He redid some of our album covers. He tried to do the cover over. He redid Bluebird. He always, gave it up, and always came to me, and just let me know, like, bruh, I'm trying to fuck with you. When he came and got me to get on some shit, he was like, hey, I need you. Right. Hey, I don't all that old talking about you retired shit. No, I need you on one. And woke it up for me. You know what I mean? Woke it the fuck up, and I ain't stopped, man.
Man, that's I love to see how you move. I love to see you moving for one, but how you move. I love to see how you still include the crew. Yeah. How you still make a way. How like you keep the brand lit so that there's plays to be made from the name.
Exactly.
Because people don't take advantage of that enough either. At all. Nigga, Dr. Dre wouldn't have to give me a check at all if that nigga said I was a part of the legacy.
Right.
Nigga, I'll call that nigga Dre right now. Nigga, I'll call that nigga. Dre, tell these niggas, nigga, I bet you I make $5 million by tomorrow. If that nigga Dre answer the phone and tell everybody he fuck, man, that's Nephew, man. I got a lot of ideas from him.
Talk.
Oh, nigga, I'm on.
Real talk. Real talk.
So like, who Who are some of the young artists out here you could say, just if they happen to see this, that you could say, I see you. Like, I seen you out here.
Man, there's a few of them. You know, of course, Larry, Lil Russell, Simba. You know, I like Young JR. I like Zay Bang. I like Lil Yee and Lil Pete and them. You know,
them niggas really
the
stars,
boy,
bro.
Slimmy B and them, like them niggas. Shit, of course, you know, my boy Young Lot, and he ain't get his just dues either. Young Lot dope as fuck. Like he raw. Shit, who else? Man, there's a few. What's the damn? It's a few of them. Like it's some young niggas like I like out there, like DB by the bag. I like him.
I like that little nigga too.
Yeah, I like him. I like the whole little what's them other niggas? The nigga that's in jail. Damn. I also like the little Cito. Them the little
I like the white boy.
Nah, he Mexican.
Oh, he Mexican.
Yeah. And what's the my boy that rap with him too? The other little Mexican dude, oh man, ghetto, not ghetto boy. Nah, he ain't from San Jose. He from is he from Modesto or Merced?
Oh, he from Fresno, I think.
Yeah, what's his name?
Short, I think.
Yeah. He's
so
dope.
hard.
He just remade that Mind Plans Tricks on Me beat from Ghetto Boys.
What is his name? I'm drawing a blank too, but
it's Ghetto. Is it? That ain't Ghetto Boy. Is it Ghetto Boy?
Nah.
I can't believe I done forgot.
I know
I'm blanking
exactly
out.
who the fuck
But him and they
put his name on the screen.
Yeah, they all in the same little clique. Like they fucking with the Backpack Boys doing their thing. But man, I was just with him at a Big Tone party and shit. Man, I can't believe it's killing me that I can't get his fucking name right.
Yeah, but them niggas.
But I love them though. They dope though. They
Yeah.
spitting. You know what I mean? So all them like man, and it's a few more that I just can't come off the top right now. Lil Bean too, that be with Zay Bang. All them, they all doing their thing. And man, hope Free Yada. Yada dope too. You know, if he was out right now, I think he'd be on that Mozzie level doing his thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, the youngsters is dope, man. They really, really raw. You know what I mean? They doing their thing. They got that vocabulary.
Yeah, they do.
gas and shit.
I gotta ask you this before we get out of here. For your peers, right? Because I don't know if it's just I know it's just in you, but how do you master maintaining your cool? Because the OGs have a hard time. You know, it's hard to bridge the gap when they bootsy, when they think you bootsy. So how do you maintain that cool?
Man, I just been like that since a young nigga. You know what I'm saying? I've been like that since I've been a young nigga, man. I always been a fly motherfucker, just doing my thing. 15, 16 years old. And it's just kind of like evolving, not being sheltered in the house and away from things. If you constantly paying attention to the game and the industry, you kind of gonna keep your fresh, your fly, or whatever. Just being involved. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, I just always been like that. 15, 16 years old. Like I said, from the wearing the black males and the black Adidas, going to the Vans with the cross colors to, going through just all the transitions to motherfuckers wearing triple 3 sizes large shit to the Air Forces and the airbrush shit to, I just always paid attention to shit. So I'm kind of moving with the culture.
Because if I look at an old RBL video, old album cover, old picture, and I look at you now, I'm gonna be like, damn, that's probably what I think the nigga should look like.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
even on the album cover, what's so crazy is I was just trying to make us all kind of damn near look like NWA a little bit because I was a fan of them, but we really was dressing differently. Like we was in acid wash Guess jeans and doing other shit. We just started wearing we was wearing the honcho boots and all that shit. But for the cover, I was just like, man, we gonna just throw on our black RBL jackets and get in this motherfucking
That was
basketball
important
court.
coming from Frisco
Yeah,
too. Like,
yeah.
a
I was
nigga
all
couldn't
about
have
that
no
eye
silk
candy.
shirt on,
Nah.
dressed like the Neutrons.
Exactly.
Ron knew them. The niggas was gangsters. They was R&B though.
Rest in peace,
Y'all
my
niggas
nigga
couldn't have a
Ron
silk
Newton.
shirt on.
Nah, couldn't do none of that goofy shit.
With the S curl or the waves.
Exactly. And
Nigga had to look tough.
And I was aware of that. I was like, man, it's eye candy. Even I didn't even want to be on the cover with just me and Mr. C. I was just like,
yeah, you said
only two of us. It ain't gonna look right. I was like,
and
man,
you
we
put
gotta,
the posse on it.
I said, man, let me get my niggas. You know what I mean? Put them on there behind us, man. Going to get your RBL jackets. Let's go and throw in our all black, going to basketball court and do our thing. But yeah, back then, like this shit, we was really having this. It was
Same
damaged,
shit.
It was damaged jeans
and used
exactly.
and used jeans.
Yeah, that's what we
Used
was
and
wearing during
damaged.
that time.
Yeah.
I think Boob, when he's standing up, you can kind of see his damaged jeans with the paint shit on the side and all that. He got on a pair, we just kind of dressed down for the cover, but niggas was fly. Like we was really on some fly shit back then. But I always kind of stayed in tune to what was going on, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And you will get, like I said, if a nigga don't pay against to what's going on with the rap, a nigga be rapping like Grandmaster Flash and them or something. If you out of tune, you gonna be around this motherfucker.
I always say that. I said, y'all mad at the way these niggas was rap and them niggas was saying hip hop. Like I'm not trying to be disrespectful, my nigga, but damn. Lay up off these little niggas. You want them niggas to be Nas. Like, everybody ain't got that,
Everybody ain't got that. You
everybody
know what I mean?
ain't. Some niggas just make good music that we party to.
Hey, that's it. That's it, bro. But
I have never been in a club and niggas start playing Nas, The Message.
At all, right.
They play, show they say what's your price. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Man, this been another great interview, Black.
Yeah, bro.
The book is out now. Is it available on
It's
everything?
available on Amazon, the digital format, the whole nine on Amazon, and it's available on RBLPosse.com on that store link. And yeah, man, and the Big Cartel, www.rblposse.bigcartel.com. Yep.
Any inspirations for writing a book besides just wanting to tell your story? Like, did you read another book or?
Nah, I just always was working on it. I wouldn't even be reading another book or nothing. I just, just felt a lot of people always just said, just fans and friends just like, bro, you got a story. I don't know why you just don't talk about everything that you done been through. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And that's where I kind of got the block to from the block to the booth from one of my OG homies. Just like, bro, you been a solid motherfucker from the block to the booth. Motherfuckers respect you, and that just bing. You know what I mean? And I was just like, yeah, I gotta put it together, man. I gotta go on and start working on. So I just started working on it. You know what I mean? And just dabbling with it. And shout out Charles Jolivet, who helped me organize everything and was able to take the little 2 chapters I had and help me finish it off. You know what I mean? Because I was trying to go in chronological order, start from when I was 5 and go to 6, 7, 8. And that shit would take forever because I was trying to document everything that happened. He was just like, bro, you got to give them doses. You can't just, because I was going to damn near like the turf wars. I was really going to deep dive into that. That's a book itself.
Yeah, that's a whole nother book. So I was just like, I got
to just dabble on everything. You know what I mean? Even the fallout with all of us. And I just got to dabble, just give them ips and pieces. And he showed me how to organize it, just kind of like having conversation, like how me and you talking. We just recorded our conversations, just me and him just chopping it up. And he made it so easy. And once I read it and went over it and started adding and subtracting certain things, I was like, now we got to take certain names out. Now we don't want to put this incriminating. Just start doing certain things to just tighten it up and make it a little bit more digestible and a little bit more entertaining for people. It worked out, man. So I shout out him for helping me put that shit together right.
Shout out, man. I like that, man, and I like that you was able to write it. There's going to be another chapter that, of your life, of course, to another half of your life that you're gonna probably have to document too, because it's gonna get bigger. You know what I'm saying?
Of course.
And shout out to Vidal from the Delinquents, because I look at RBL as the ultimate San Francisco Hunters Point, and I look at Delinquents as the ultimate Oakland, East Oakland rappers. It's like the equivalent to me.
Exactly.
And V wrote a book recently, and it was based on a motorcycle set. And even though it wasn't about his life, the fact that y'all dabbling in a different content, different shit, exploring y'all art, it make me proud, because like again, And outside of how they dressing, I just hate when our OGs get ancient. Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Nigga
can't
don't
do
look
that.
at black when he walking apart. It's just ancient ass nigga. Here you
Right,
go,
yeah, can't be
This
boosie,
nigga always
man.
talking
Yeah.
like it's 89.
Right,
This
yeah,
nigga ain't,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? You know we got them. We love them.
Oh, yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah,
like,
I
come on,
mean,
my
to
nigga.
each his own,
you know
you know?
goddamn well you shouldn't have that 5X shirt on. Ain't nobody got that on but you.
Walking
You
in with
know
the
what I'm
big
saying? Like you
Real
tripping.
talk.
So
Real talk.
man, appreciate you, black man.
Appreciate you, bro.
Again, shout out your social medias for the people.
Yeah.
again.
You know, you can reach me at it's at RBL Posse across the board on IG at RBL Posse or at Black C. On Twitter at RBL Posse, Facebook /RBL Posse. And yeah, man, just stay
One more
in
time
tune.
where you can get the book too.
The book, you get it at Amazon.com. Go to Amazon Books. Or you can get it on www.rblposse.bigcartel.com, or you can easy route is rblposse.com and click the store link. And yeah, man, and that album his album be out now. The Black album is out. You know what I mean?
Album,
Yeah,
man.
it's out.
The Black
it's out.
album.
So by the time this airs, already out. You know what I mean?
How many tracks?
14 tracks.
14 tracks.
14 tracks, man. And I got Larry June back on that thing, Jay Worthy, my boy C-Dub, Herminator. We got Doobie on there. We got Compton STG on there. And yeah, man, my boy Joe Fresco. So yeah, we got some work on this.
I've been checking out Joe Fresco, man. Shout out to him. He like on some old school type
80s type retro
player
shit.
like
that.
Paid in full type shit.
Exactly.
My nigga Paperboy been doing that too, man. He's
Yeah,
stuck in Paid in full.
Yeah.
That nigga been
He on that D-boy from the 80s shit.
Yeah. But you
I
know,
like that,
when
though.
you look at this shit, somebody posted on Instagram, 93 was fucking 30 years ago.
I know.
Nigga, so 83 was 40.
I know. You got to think about all that.
I remember when the nigga got a 325i Beamer.
Mm-hmm.
Nigga, you was that nigga.
You was that nigga. Yeah.
A 3 series, nigga?
Yeah.
Like, what? You was the nigga with a 3?
Yeah, 3.
Like,
That's
so,
real.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Real
so,
talk.
you know, we came a long motherfucking way,
Long
man.
way.
You know what I'm saying? Man, Black C,
Hey,
a part
for
of
sure.
survival from
Part
the
of
block to the
survival.
booth, man.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
appreciate you, Black.
Hey, appreciate you.
I'm
bro.
at
Always.
I'm at Lord Rab on everything. We had no vultures on everything. And if you ever have a motherfucking bluebird on your shoulder, I think you should kill it.
Hey, for sure.
And we out this bitch.
We out.
Stay on blue. I'm just trying to stay racked up like you.
Put an 8 in a 1 and do magic. Tryna stretch hair on like elastic. Eco-friendly drug dealer, I don't waste no plastic. Use all 4 corners of that baggie. All I ever wanted was a bankroll. So I pull up on Champ before the bank close. Say no to stank hoes and stank clothes. No paramedic pimpin', nigga, we don't save hoes. Yeah, rest in peace to Lil' M.